163 years.
Wow.
Of
Get
existence.
That's incredible.
163 years, which is amazing. So that's coming. I know you're going to be there.
I'm going to be
Check
there.
out how the energy levels just started like
I can't wait.
bubbling
I'm so
under
excited.
over here.
I've only been to one Met before, and that was years ago at the start of my career.
It's
so
great.
10 years later, we're making a comeback, baby. And we have Gavin Raja in studio today. So we're going to talk all things fashion, talk all things Met, and talk about his illustrious, beautiful career. So I can't wait about that.
I think he's the one guy that will embody the theme of this year of Couture Unleashed.
Completely, and he might be one of the judges on the day. So if you're wanting to impress him, now is the time to start.
I like that. I'll pass him a 50 rand.
I think you're going to do more than that.
At this point, it might need to be a little bit more, just maybe. But we'll ask. We can shoot our shots. Maybe that's your word for the day. In fact, we're going to start a conversation with you right now about those kind of words that help us manifest. Is it confidence? Is it creativity? Is it discipline? Oh, man, I'm changing with every word. What is your word for 2025?
Oh, man, you know, for me, it was balance. But can I have more than one word? Am I allowed?
2 words would be balanced.
2 words would be balanced. I love this. So I love that person that said discipline, because that would be me. This year, time management needs to be on track. The weight needs to be on track. The mental needs to be on track. Everything.
Well, I know it's early. Okay,
Yes.
I'm going to call it quite early, but it feels like everything's on track. I don't know, man. Mine's probably going to change by the end of today, because you're going to give us some brilliant suggestions. We'd love to hear from you. If you've got anything motivational to say for yourself, yes, for us, but mainly for you, what is that true north going to be? Hit us up, 063-408-8863. I said it fast because I thought I might not remember it.
Give your number away.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can drop us a line on any of the socials. So much to talk about, but yes, busy day yesterday, busy day today. Let's catch up on the news, and then I'll touch on the sport.
Thanks so much, team. Yes, let's kick off your Friday morning, 3 minutes past 6, taking a look at your major news stories. Starting off with your national news this morning. The Johannesburg Stock Exchange and government are exploring listing state-owned enterprises to boost economic growth. Discussions also include establishing a township stock exchange and investing in the carbon market. Minister of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation, Maropene Ramakgopa, attended a JSE meeting focused on public-private partnerships and policy development. Ramakgopa says the shift to market-orientated state-owned enterprises is underway, with the JSE assisting in creating policy frameworks to improve their operation and efficiency. And Parliament will conduct nationwide inspections to assess school readiness for the new academic year, starting in KwaZulu-Natal. Speaking to the media, Joy Mamela, chairperson for Basic Education, outlined the focus areas: ensuring learners are in classrooms, teachers are teaching, and that stationery and books have been delivered. Inspections will also evaluate the quality of school transport and feeding schemes. These visits are part of a broader effort by parliamentary committees to review activities supporting the government of national unity. Then making international news headlines this morning, the UK is delaying the finalization of a Chagos Islands deal with Mauritius until it gains approval from US President-elect Donald Trump. The negotiations involve a 99-year lease of Diego Garcia, a crucial US-UK military base in the Indian Ocean. British officials had hoped to conclude the deal before Trump's inauguration, but now seek his approval first due to concerns raised by his advisors about China's influence. Meanwhile, Mauritius, led by re-elected Prime Minister Navin Ramgoolam, is renegotiating the deal, with its future depending on Trump's approval. And Sir Keir Starmer has pledged to strengthen Ukraine's position, signing a landmark 100-year pact during his visit to Kiev. The UK Prime Minister's trip was marked by explosions and air raid sirens as Ukraine's defense systems intercepted a Russian drone. Ukrainian President Zelensky praised the UK's commitment amid concerns that US President-elect Donald Trump could reduce aid. The agreement formalizes economic and military support, including continued training for Ukrainian troops, with over 50,000 trained on British soil since the conflict began in February 2022. And on a lighter note, Banyana icon Janine van Wyk and her partner, international football star Julia Molen, are overjoyed to announce they're expecting their first baby. The heartwarming news shared on Instagram thrilled fans of the celebrated couple. Teammates for much of their careers, the pair have played together at clubs like Glasgow City and JVWFC. Alberton-born Van Wyk, Africa's most capped footballer with 185 appearances, boasts a trailblazing legacy, including leading South Africa to their first Women's World Cup and historic WAFCON victory. Now with Molen by her side, they're embarking on their most exciting adventure yet, and that would be parenthood. All the best for this exciting journey ahead for the lovely couple. That is your news headlines for the 6 o'clock bulletin. We'll have another round for you at 7 right now. Graham is standing by with the first look at your major sports stories.
I'm going to echo those congratulations, Julia, Janine, two of the most loved. You are going to get this, don't worry. Absolutely love that story, a perfect prelude to lead into the sport. So let's start with a bit of footy, actually. And Amad Diallo produced a stunning 12th minute hat trick. Can you believe it? As Man United rallied to defeat Southampton 3-1, avoiding a potential 4th consecutive home loss. Seems like things could be turning round. The Ivorian star equalising in the 82nd minute, struck again in the 90th, and then completed his treble in stoppage time, Fergie time, let's call it, after a defensive error. And elsewhere, Brighton secured a 2-0 win over Ipswich. Second half goals from Nkura Mitoma and Jorginho Ruta there as well. So lots in the footy at the moment. Unfortunately, not so much on the cricketing front. Rain disrupting the SA20 Highveld derby last night, forcing the Joburg Super Kings and Pretoria Capitals to share the points at the DP World Wanderers. So the Capitals batting first managed 138 for 8. That was after the Super Kings spinners stifled their progress. Really were on form. However, persistent rain preventing the Super Kings from beginning their chase, leading to the match ultimately being abandoned. Then on the rugby front, some sad news, mixed feelings about this. Former Springbok winger Raymond Rule has retired due to an Achilles injury. The 32-year-old Ghana-born player earned 7 caps in 2017 and, of course, really did star for La Rochelle, winning 2 Champions Cups, scoring 15 tries in his tenure there. Rule leave behind a remarkable legacy as a key figure in club and international rugby, and an absolute gentleman as well. We certainly wish him well. Now on to tennis in an electrifying late-night showdown at the Australian Open. 19-year-old Lerner Ten, he stunned 5th seed Daniil Medvedev in a 5-set marathon. 6-3, 7-6, 6-7, 1-6, 7-6. The qualifier's fearless performance marks quite a moment, makes him the youngest American to reach the 3rd round in Melbourne since Pete Sampras did it back in 1990, and that's quite a name to be mentioned next to. So watch that space, but all bodes well ahead of a sporting weekend, and we'll continue to delve a little deeper as we progress. But right now, let's hope that the weather is playing game.
Well, thank you, G-Man. Let's have a look at your weather this morning, where the South African Weather Service has issued only one warning for today. Extremely high fire danger conditions are expected over the northwestern parts of the Western Cape, the central and eastern Northern Cape, and the southwestern Free State. Meanwhile, in a groundbreaking move to enhance beach safety, the Weather Service has launched a rip current forecasting model for the Cape Peninsula. Covering 6 key Cape Town beaches, it does provide real-time predictions to help lifeguards, beachgoers, and emergency teams. Now, this innovation aims to reduce drowning risks and improve coastal safety, especially during the busy summer season. Very good news. Well, let's get into some sunrise views of this hour. And are you ready for Varushka's beautiful image sent through from Hekpoort? Absolutely love this, Varushka. Thank you for sharing your morning with us and giving us that Friday feel. The gorgeous cumulus clouds in the background with the silhouette of the tree in the foreground. Absolutely stunning. I hope you framed that. If not, we'll do that. Don't worry. And remember to share your morning views with us on 0634088863. We still have 7 and 8 o'clock to get into, so you have some time. For now, though, let's see what your weather is doing today. It is Friday, and we hope for the best.
go. There's your weather for today. Now I know exactly what to prep for. Nice and hot once again in Appington.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm avoiding any snide comments about Appington, about when it gets to 38 degrees. I'm sorry, you just you know,
Don't go outside.
Get a jug of water and you stay indoors.
Some ice blocks, maybe.
Yeah, just look after yourself out there. Don't worry, stay indoors right now because we're going to delve into SA20. I know our kind of Northern Derby was kind of rained out last night. Unfortunately, did a favour for the Joburg Super Kings. What does it mean for the bigger picture? Lorenzo Durries is going to step us in to bring us up to speed.
Yeah, we also have a Spurs super fan joining us,
Yes.
Callum Hitchcock. Yeah, it's always nice to connect with the super fans.
Is there one?
IPL.
Is there another super fan?
There's another super fan, man. I
Surprised
don't know
you're
where
not
we
wearing
find
your
them,
shirt
but-
under here.
Hey, man, but it's, all sport coming up after the break. Stick around. We'll see you now.
Back with me, Ed. Welcome to it. We are loving reconnecting with our sporting, I'm going to say ecosystem, because it is pumping in South Africa at the moment. The third season of South Africa's Premier T20 Cricket League, the SA20, in full swing with the Joburg Super Kings leading the standings. And it seems like they don't even have to finish a match to stay there. 6 teams are competing in a double round-robin format, aiming for playoff spots and, of course, a very important, well-paid championship title. And Lorenzo Durries, our Expresso sports producer, joins us to unpack this year's tournament, because I've been away, man, and we don't get much SA20 in the UK, which I was a little bit upset about. I was like, come on, man. There's got to be a few million expats there, but also a few international players that are making their mark. Let's talk about the derby last night.
Yeah,
sorry, man.
Unlucky. I was looking forward to it, you know. But who plays cricket up in Johannesburg, you know, during this time of the year? People are like, what's going on? We shouldn't be playing cricket there. It's like Durban all over again.
We need the thunderstorms when we get them, rain disrupting play. They did give it their best shot.
Yes.
Obviously, this works for the Joburg Super Kings, sharing the points. They're still up top.
No, definitely. So what had happened was that JSK had played MI about a week ago as well, and it happened. They got 2 points. Last night, I think the Pretoria Capitals were kind of moving really nicely, but they've not been the outfit we thought they were compared to the first season. Kyle Verreynne, though, again, another magnificent knock. He's just, you know, coming out. I think he's flourishing at the moment in his cricket. He top scored with 39, so you want those guys scoring between 30 and 60 at some point, you know,
and this is his time to feed into this, the Proteas squad, man.
No, definitely. It's his time to shine. and he's getting it. And I love the fact that he's getting runs. A Cape Town local boykie, but playing up there at the moment. So he's enjoying his cricket, and I think Riley Rousseau needs to get his team together and just have a chat with them, because, you know, we want to see the Pretoria Capitals also, you know, just become that team.
Well, play to their potential as well.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah, and I hate to say that this early in a school term, because there's a lot of potential, the word being bandied about. When we talk about potential, my Cape Town always seems to show it. This season kind of felt like it could be their turnaround season after 2, because they have moments where you're like, wow, how are these guys not topping every game? There's a lot of explosive, expressive players in that team. Is this their year to turn things around? How are you feeling about it now that we've reached this point?
Yeah, look, Robbie P had one season with them last year. He's now worked out his structures. He knows what he's looking for. But if you look at that team on paper, they should be winning everything. You know, they're the superstars of SA20 at the moment. You've got Ryan Rickleton in there. You've got Brevis in there, that's a big hitter. You've got George Linder, who's a local boykie as well, that knows how to swing things at Newlands.
And has that
Rashid Khan
for the big moments.
Like, come on. So for me, it's like on paper they should be. Kagiso Rabada, I almost forgot about him as well. I shouldn't be forgetting about KG with the firepower. Trent Bolt as well. Come on, what more do you need in a team?
Maybe therein lies the problem. Maybe they're just finding this, getting the chemistry right when you've got so many strong, expressive players. That being said, these guys are pros. They will find a way. And when that team does click, I think beware. Because,
no, definitely.
As you say, just loaded with superstars. Sunrisers, Eastern Cape, I think we've always kind of had a feeling they're punching above their weight class. Then they go and beat everybody. So we will call them the champions that they are. I'm glad we got a little to confirm that. Are they going to be able to repeat that feat this season?
Look, the thing is, they've started off poorly. They've lost 3 matches. They're back-to-back champions. You don't want to expect that. That first match that they played, 77 runs. That's all they scored against MI Cape Town. And that's where MI came in with that bowling power and just took them away, you know? I think that they've tried. They've done a lot over the last 2 years. Maybe everyone is catching up to them. I don't know. But this is just the beginning stage. You play about 10 matches, so you'd still be able to get back. If you've lost 3, you can still make it back.
And I'm glad you said that, because it's loaded in the group phases now for a reason, because I think they understand how unforgiving T20 is, and you want to give teams a chance to find their feet settle, especially these composite international teams that are going to take a bit of time to click. That being said, obviously the Super Kings stay ahead with even the points from the draw. MI Cape Town in second. The Pretoria Capitals kind of propping up the middle. Paarl, Durban and the Sunrisers Eastern Cape at the bottom. Should we even be looking at the table at this stage? Because maybe underperforming teams in the beginning of a season, maybe a bit of a wake-up call when you need it. How are you feeling about the standings now, and how much stock should we put into this moving forward?
It's T20 cricket. You need to be worried about every single point you can get. If you're getting 2 points out of it, if you're getting 4 points or getting a full 5 points and restricting a team, you need those extras. Those points are going to come into being come those last 3 matches when you've got pressure on you, when you've got a team with net run rate that only needs 1 win to overtake you. But if you had a good net run rate and got those 5 points, yes, you're still there. It just makes it so much better for you. And we saw that with MI Cape Town a few seasons back, where they had to struggle at the end of it. They started off well and then kind of faltered in the middle, and then all the pressure was on. So all they had to do was just get those bonus points in the middle, you know, or at the beginning. If they had gotten those bonus points in the middle where they restricted teams to, say, 135 runs or something, you know, they would have made it over the line to get to the eliminator. So every game counts. I don't, you know, Sunrisers Eastern Cape is sitting at the bottom. If they win the next 7 matches, come on. They're going to be in the top 4.
Directly into camera so the players and the fans can hear you with that same level of conviction. But I think kudos to the organisers. I think from that perspective, it almost feels like we get a few finals within the journey before we even get to the knockout phases, which is fantastic. Well, I'm glad you're loving it. I'm glad the fans are loving it. For young cricketers especially, if you want to go out there, the SA20 offers you an opportunity to see the best in the world. It's not just our young players that are benefiting from that opportunity of seeing these international superstars and our players sitting shoulder to shoulder, but for young cricketers to be there, to be fieldside, to get that signed, there's something magical, and the players are lovely. They'll engage. So get out there and support.
Get out there and support, but also win big. It's a Friday. That's the energy I'm trying to give to you today. And I want you to be in it to win it by playing Powerball and Powerball Plus for 15 or 115 million in total estimated jackpots this Friday. Now, don't get left behind, okay? You can play Powerball for an estimated 86 million rand. And then you get Powerball Plus for an estimated 29 million rand today.
That's a lot.
Goodness.
I'll be happy with either one of those.
Either one.
But I mean, a double whammy like that, I know. Like when Carissa saw the total amount there,
It's
she
like-
freaked out completely. Because it is really a lot. So let me tell you, you can buy your tickets now in store on the nationallottery.co.za website, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or you can enter via USSD by dialing *120 *7529 hash. It's very, very easy.
Absolutely. And if you missed anything Ewan said, it is on our Expresso social pages, don't you worry. And of course, you can check us out and then check this out. Tupanda Push Up Play, Powerball and Powerball Plus for Listen to It. 115 million rand in total estimated jackpots today. And I'm telling you that you could win millions. So you got to play now.
Yeah, that would make January a bit more palatable.
I think so.
I think so.
I'd welcome it every year.
Just a little win, you know, a little big win. All right, go enter, get your tickets. We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, we're still chatting about sport. We have a Spurs super fan in studio. Callum Hitchcock is here and he's talking about the EPL and why he is such a super fan.
Oh, I absolutely love that. And then from sports, we move to Sassy Bakes because she is back and we're doing all things to do with a Cape Malay lamb curry. Absolutely insane. It's one of my favorite dishes. I want to learn how to make it. I'm sure you do too. So Sassy Bakes has all those deets straight after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's Football Fridays on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Did you know that ABSA is the official banking partner of the English Premier League? Why? Well, why not? Come on. It's all about celebrating the passion, the excitement, the unforgettable moments, the heartbreak that the fans share with their teams. And today we are talking to, I would imagine, a somewhat broken-hearted Tottenham fan joining us in studio. It's a super fan, Callum Hitchcock. Callum, I'm going to shake your hand, man.
Yes.
Because we've got to, every now and then, when you do meet a very rare Spurs fan. No, actually, there are a few in Cape Town popping up here and there. But yeah, I've got to ask, who cursed you? Who led you down this dark path and made you a Spurs
Yeah, you know, it was my
fan?
father who left me this
this
he said
legacy.
It was the worst legacy he ever left me. I think it was the hairline.
Don't worry, the season's early, but it'll get there.
Yeah, by the end of the season, it might be all gone.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
There is something special about the team that I found. I think it was when Harry Redknapp was coaching, and the team, I think he went through heart issues, and for about 7 matches, he wasn't there. And that team rallied for him, and I saw something special. And I wasn't even a fan of English football at the time, but it was because a mate was always watching, and I kind of got into English football through them. So that's how my kind of cursed journey began. But then once that connection is there, you get to see the inner workings. What is it about this team that you love? On a good day, why does Spurs make you feel good?
On a good day, wow. I love Spurs because of the sort of glory ethos of the club, you know. I think there's quotes from Danny Blanchflower all over the stadium that say the game is about glory. You know, it's not about going out there and waiting for your opponents to die of boredom. It's about playing the game with a flourish. You know, Spurs have been one thing this season and always, not necessarily successful, but fun to watch, for sure.
Yeah, scoring goals. I think
conceding goals.
Yes, we lost 6-3 in that match, but in that match we scored more goals against Liverpool than the entire Premier League had in the last 10 games. So, yeah, you've got to put it in perspective. What did your dad, when you think about that journey with him, because there is something quite magical about watching football. I get to watch with a Geordie grandfather of my kids, which is a very different experience. But with you and your dad, what was so special about football and that relationship, man?
I think the best thing about football is that that sort of intake of breath, and then, you know, the ball hitting the back of the net, and that just elation that comes, you know, from the back of that. That would happen every so often with Spurs, you know. But I think also you were talking about Spurs fans meeting each other, shaking hands. I think it's always in commiseration, you know.
The little hug.
Oh, you too. I'm so sorry. And I think that's a big part of it as well, is just being able to commiserate and go, oh my goodness, Anthony Gardner's starting at centre-back again today. You know, Emerson Royale's still playing right back, and just being able to commiserate, as you so often have to as a Spurs fan.
Yeah, we live a different life, and I think we all thought with Big Ange that, and you speak about the glory and the mentality to play a good attacking football and how well that's worked when it does click. Is he the man for the job where we are right now? And you talk about the defensive selections. At one point, I think there were 4 centre-backs out of the fold. Defence has been destroyed through injury this season, so there are markers there. But then surely you have to adjust to that in the way that you play, or not? Do you just go and do what you do and hope that you win? Well, is he the man for the job?
I love Ange. I think he's been dealt a horrible hand. You know, the whole transfer window in the summer, everyone was talking about, oh, we need wingers, we need strikers. Spurs had 2 senior centre-backs at the club, and we are now playing with a midfielder and our second-choice centre-back. So Ange is my guy. At the beginning of the season, I said, before we appointed Ange, I said, I don't care if we lose every game 4-3, as long as it's fun to watch Spurs again after Mourinho and Conte.
You cursed us this season. It's your fault.
It was me that jinxed it for sure. But I love Ange, and I think his football philosophy is the thing to carry Spurs forward. I think it fits with Spurs' identity. I just think Daniel Levy needs to buy him some defenders.
Therein lies a very big question, because Daniel Levy is a fantastic businessman. What he's done with that stadium and the amount of money, but I think this nervousness kicks in every transfer window where you're thinking, is he doing this to strengthen the squad, or is he doing this to strengthen the bottom line? Do you see light at the end of the tunnel? Who is someone who has to ask himself the hard questions as well. Can they do something? Because let's be honest, relegation is in the works here. We're on the bottom half of the table here. There's very few points separating. I'm going to say it, man. We are having probably one of the darkest times. What do you do in this situation now to turn it around?
Usually I'd be very confident to say, we're not going to get relegated. But now I'm live on TV, and I'm like, that's something you're going to have to hold yourself to. I don't think we'll get relegated. I think I'm happy to criticize Daniel Levy, because he's, you know, done a lot wrong. I remember that January transfer window where everyone thought we were going to get Robinho, and we had Louis Saha and Ryan Nelson, not exactly who you want, a 33-year-old New Zealand defender. But I think, you know, Daniel Levy's there now. He's done a great job. Who takes over the club? If you sell the club to someone, who's going to take over? I don't know necessarily that I want to know who would take over. And I don't know that whoever can buy it is necessarily going to do a good job. So the stability of Levy is something that's appealing to me. I do still, however, really wish he'd spend some money.
Just spend some money on the players, man. Look, he's built a brand, he's built a foundation, he's built a stadium that any player would literally dream about playing in from boyhood. So he's maybe created a bit of that glory and that luster around a club that you say that might have been missing. A trophy or two would be great.
A trophy would be fantastic.
Just one trophy,
Just
one trophy that we could put somewhere. Send us a trophy, okay? Find out the Spurs fan in each country. There's 2 even in South
There's 2
Africa.
in South Africa,
You
at
can
least.
send it straight to us. Now, I absolutely love this team. We've seen what the players are willing to do for each other when times are hard, and I think that's what we as fans absolutely love. But let us know, who are you supporting? How are your teams doing in the Premier League? It's been one for the books, undoubtedly. And I've got a little sneaky suspicion. Do you think Newcastle can come from behind and beat Liverpool for the title this year? I'm saying that on behalf of my grandfather or my father-in-law. We love you, guys.
A whole season ahead, a myriad of possibilities.
ABSA, official banking partner of the Premier League.
So if you're a Spurs fan, perhaps your word of the year would be hope, because that's what they're clinging onto. Or perhaps for you, it's confidence, creativity, or even discipline. That's what I want to know from you. What is your word for 2025? As you walk into the year, I want it to be with intention. And so we've asked you that question on our socials and also on 063 408 8863. And Expresso fam, you came through. Let's listen to this first voice note.
Good morning, Expresso team. My name is Linda Hill. My word for the year is going to be determination. I've become bedridden past year, and my determination is to get out of my bed and try and walk again. Or the determination is to get myself a mobile scooter so that I can get around, because I have not been outside in over a year. Have a super duper weekend, and I love watching Expresso.
Oh, thank you. And we love you, and we definitely are holding on with you. It starts in the mind, and then the body will follow. So wishing you all the best with that. Let's listen to another voice note.
Family in South Africa, Manani Boertes here. My word for 2025 is boundaries. Setting boundaries in all areas of your life. Have yourself a wonderful weekend.
Oh, I love that. Can I take that word for myself too? We're just adding up on here. I definitely want to take boundaries. I think that's a fantastic one. We've got to respect and honor our boundaries and definitely set them for the year. All right, let's see what we got on the socials. Janine Collins saying, good morning, Expresso Breakfast team. Have a wonderful weekend. For me, my word is obedience. Wow, that is incredible. That's a heavy one, Janine. All the best with that. Martha Boditsi says, good morning, Expresso fam. Happy Friday. For me, it is confidence. I love that, Martha. You definitely need to channel some more of that this year. Paul Johnston says, good morning. It's definitely going to be a lovely day. Contentment is the word for Paul this morning. Some beautiful words coming through, and we hope that you will also get involved if you haven't already. Start thinking about it. What could be your word for 2025? Definitely want to add a couple more to my list to make sure that it's going to be 2020 thrive indeed. We started off on a good note, so let's keep that energy going.
Lots of inspiration heading your way. Loving the comments on social media. Thank you very much. Keep them coming. We're going to take a look a little bit later as well. Right now, we're going to take a very quick break and then get ready for some high energy, because the Kaapse Klopse Carnival Association celebrates 21 years. Here they are, the gents. They are dressed and ready. We're going to chat to them. They're going to perform for us. You do not want to miss it. Stick around. They're always one of our absolute firm favorites. And then in the kitchen, oh, you got to get ready, because we are going to make a sassy lamb curry. It's going to be amazing. Sassy Bakes is in the studio with us, and she's going to show us exactly, step by step, how to put it together yourself at home in your own kitchen. Stick around after the break.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is a Friday, and we want to give you all those Friday feels today. I don't know if you were there on the 6th of January, but I'm telling you, Cape Town was absolutely packed because it was the celebration of Tweede Nuwe Jaar with the Kaapse Klopse. And of course, we had to bring them into studio to celebrate that even further, especially as the Kaapse Klopse Association celebrates 21 years this year. And we got to get into conversation with the best of the best that we have in studio. We have Manive Gambino, as well as Carlton Adams. Is it Adams? From it is Adams. I got you, Carlton. From the Kaapse Klopse, and that is so exciting to just get into the minds of the performances that we know and love. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. Thank you.
How was the 6th of Jan? Was it insane in Cape Town? Streets were closed down. It was packed. I mean, the energy was there.
Yeah, it was actually on the 4th.
Oh, the 4th of Jan.
Yeah.
No wonder I missed it, because I clearly got my dates confused.
And traditionally meant to be on the 2nd.
Exactly,
That's a traditional day. We celebrate this emancipation, or the feeling of emancipation that we derive from the memory of our ancestors and their strife that they experienced. But the event was fantastic. We had fantastic support from our stakeholders and partners. And I think every person in Cape Town, together with those of you who did from elsewhere, can be a testament that it was probably the best Cape Town street parade ever.
Oh my goodness. And I love that you say that with confidence. Can I tell you though, besides of course knowing that I missed out, I didn't feel that bad on the FOMO front, because when I went on social media, it was everywhere, which is so great to see, because that means more audiences get to experience the Kaapse Klopse and a culture that they maybe don't know about. So I love that you brought that up in terms of that expression. What do you owe to the success of the Kaapse Klopse every single year?
Well, really hard work and a good team. I mean, the truth of the matter is that that Carnival was struggling 10 years ago. And when the Kaapse Klopse Carnival Association got the benefit of hosting the event, it was really a matter of us sitting down and being honest with ourselves as a fraternity and saying, how do we make the Carnival relevant and appealable or appealing to not only our own people again, but to a broader audience. And you mentioned social media and the PR campaigns that we've been running, again in conjunction with our partners. You know, we must give credit to our broader team, who not only guide us on these matters. I mean, we're not experts. We ordinary people who are very in love with this tradition of ours. And dare I say that Carnival is on a positive trajectory.
You absolutely can say that. We feel it. There was just something different about this year. And I think everybody looks forward to just kick-starting this year with the Carnival, you know? Can I come to you, Carlton, just asking about the celebration of 21 years for the Kaapse Klopse Association. I mean, what does that milestone feel like for you?
I think that Kristen was actually opposed to Manive, but I'll try and answer that one.
Okay, you're part of it, though.
Yeah, it means a lot to us. I mean, all the preparations that also went behind it. Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. I mean, how does it feel for you?
I mean, this is testament to the 21 years of our association. Carlton, as a young man, got his first instrument from us.
Oh, my goodness.
Vaya, his father was key in our fraternity. He was an excellent musician. Unfortunately, he passed away during COVID, and I think he would have been very proud to see Carlton here today. But Carlton is an example of the types of success that we can achieve via this platform. You know, he's reached a position of excellence in his musicianship, and it's really because of the opportunities that Carnival provides to people like himself and to a person like myself and many others. And this is what we really want to leverage within Carnival. 21 years is a short period of time. The tradition is hundreds of years old. Formal Carnival is over 100 years old. And hopefully we can make Carnival sustainable so that it can serve the Carltons of the world and many others on the Cape Flats.
And I love that it's been generational now. I think that is so beautiful that in your family, you now have 2 generations and hopefully more that are in this. I mean, what sort of preparation goes into being prepared for Tweede Nuwe Jaar?
look, the preparation never stops, you know. People will say it comes once a year, but for us it's daily, you know, the preparations behind it. And especially where the band is concerned, we deal with a lot of different level of musicians, from beginners to advanced to professional. And, you know, just having to vary and find a way, getting the beginners on the standard of the professionals, you know, having to execute it at best at the end of the day. So the preparations is whole year, every day of our lives. Yeah.
I love to hear that, because it's evident, you know what I mean? But to actually hear that the work gets put into it all the time, I mean, we can see how absolutely beautiful you guys performed. Can anyone join? Can I just show up one day, or what's the qualification?
No, there's no qualification.
Yeah.
All you need to do is rock up and
have some rhythm.
And not necessarily. Not all of us have rhythm. But on that point, we actually want to encourage people to come closer to the carnival. You know, this is a lived tradition, and it's not only lived by those communities on the Cape Flats.
Yeah.
But also many who have transitioned out of the Cape Flats, you know, try still to contribute to these communities and to the culture and the tradition. So people must come closer to the carnival. If we value it as much as we say we value it during this time of the year, then we shouldn't forget about it after the 1st of February, because it's probably the best example today of a movement, if you want to call it, that ticks all these boxes that we talk about today, you know, about localization, local content, empowerment. I'll give you an example. Carnival has progressed to a point where in the past we had boys and men competing against each other. We are now at a point where we have, of course, the female adult sentimental singers, right? As in an introduction to the carnival, but we also have boys and girls competing against each other in the junior solo category for reasons that I don't have to expand on. Learning about what society is about, the fact that boys should value girls, that we should all value young women, and that they can compete on an equal footing and probably outcompete many boys and men.
Come on now.
So this learning starts, to us at least, it's important, and again, Carnival has evolved, and we want the broader society to come closer to Carnival and make it sustainable, because we can't lose this.
No. Please never lose this, my goodness, because it is part of our heritage and something that we want to continue celebrating. 21 years in, we hope for 200 million years ahead, and we can't wait for the performances that we get to see today. Absolutely. I love that we get front row seats to all of this Expresso fam. Thank you guys so much for joining me, Colton Munir. This has been incredible. And here's to 21 more excellent years of Expresso.
Right, we are jumping to the kitchen right now, and I want to tell you to get ready, because we're going to show you how to spice up your weekend with a delicious Cape Malay lamb curry, nice and early on your Friday. Now, this dish is really the perfect blend of flavors that truly capture that essence of Cape Malay cuisine, and who better to show us how it's done than the curry queen herself, Miss Sassy Bake. She's here. So wonderful to see you. Welcome.
Excited? I'm spicing up the Friday, and it's going to be chilly hot today.
Chilly hot today. I love it. I love it. I love the way you say it. But listen, everyone loves a good curry. Okay. Yeah. But the emphasis on good, because I mean you can't just go and think, because there's a system to it. There's a method to it.
100%.
You know, but it's
100%.
not difficult. You just got to know what you're doing, right?
No, absolutely. And if
I'm reaching here.
If all else fails, add a chili.
There's your motivation for today. If all else fails, add a chili. All right. So Miss Sassy Bakes, you brought us a Cape Malay lamb curry this morning, and I see you're already busy caramelizing or sauteing the onions.
The onions, okay.
And then you've got a lot of stuff here.
I've got a lot of stuff.
And I think this is the thing that makes curry intimidating to make at home. Yeah. Because there's quite a lot in there, because you've got to get that flavor balance just right.
Yeah.
Okay, so walk us through.
Okay, so we've got to be sauteing our onions.
Yes.
And then after that, I'm going to go in with some bruised cardamom.
Bruised cardamom.
And the reason,
to release?
Yeah, to release all that beautiful flavors. Okay. So don't just look pretty. Can you please help me?
Yeah,
there
of course,
we go.
man. I'm looking. Don't be like that. Don't be so sassy so early.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong.
So some bay leaves. You can add some bay leaves or curry leaves.
Okay.
You're doing a phenomenal job.
I am. This is great.
Stick cinnamon goes in.
Okay, bay leaves, stick cinnamon, cardamom in there.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Right.
So once we've got that going, now you're going to add in all our spices, right?
Okay, so walk us through.
So we're going to go some chili,
So there
nice
is a
fresh
lot, but
chili.
don't stress, the recipe will be on our website, expressoshow.com. Okay, some chili.
Yeah, but just remember, I will be leaving out 1 or 2 ingredients, okay?
You will be leaving out 1 or 2 ingredients. Oh my goodness, here we go. She really is sassy this morning. Okay, 100%.
Now we're going to add some garlic and ginger.
Some garlic goes in there.
Fantastic. The ginger.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, you're doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you. Yeah, no, my putting in the pot skills are great.
I love it. So
Okay.
now we're going in with some salt.
How much?
I always say,
Because-
always start with maybe 1 teaspoon.
Okay, so
You can
that's about a
always-
teaspoon,
Yeah,
that's
you can
about a
always add again,
Yes.
but you can't take out.
Okay, 100%. So
Gooi hem
you're
in.
doing this
There we go.
without much liquid, and I guess because the minute these spices hit the heat, that's where they kind of release
Then
their
you
flavors,
start
right?
roasting the masalas. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to go in with all that spices, leave that for last.
Okay, so what do we have here?
Okay, so we've got some leaf masala.
Leaf masala, okay.
Okay, and there's some cumin in there, some coriander,
Here we go. There
some
we
chili
go.
powder,
Yes. And
some roasted masala with chilies.
Ooh, that
Ooh.
smells amazing.
And how's that, darling?
I love that. I love that. But that is, I think,
Can
very
everybody
important.
be selling that row? Can you smell that aroma?
I can smell that, but I think this is the important thing when it comes to a curry because you want it to roast first and foremost.
You need to roast that
It needs to look
spices.
a little bit dry, like this.
100%.
Okay, 100%. And then,
And the trick is, you start once you stir your pot.
yes.
You should
What
be
do we
able
look
to.
for?
You should able to smell all that spices. Can you smell the roasting?
Oh, that's amazing.
Please
That
don't.
is amazing.
Please don't jump into the pan right now.
I will try my best.
We just started, darling. We just started.
Roast me, baby. Yes.
Roast me, roast me.
Okay. So how long with this? Just up until you get the flavors, then you know, okay,
Yeah, I would say about 5 to 7 minutes.
it is unlocked now.
Yeah.
Okay, 100%.
So once everybody, all the neighbors is coming out to smell like, oh, somebody's cooking something. There's curry happening.
Yes.
Then you know. Now you're going to
That
add
is the
your
nice
water.
thing when I walk. When I come at home and my wife, she makes a lovely curry as well.
Yes.
But when I park in the garage, I can already smell what's going on. I know we're in for a treat. Listen, there's a very lonely tomato little thingy standing there.
I'm gonna leave that.
Okay, you're going to leave that?
I'm gonna leave that
Okay.
first. Now, I've roasted
Now.
my spices. Now I'm gonna add some water.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm adding the water now is just so that I can cook the spices through.
Okay.
Because the last thing that you want is actually that grainy taste on your mouth.
Right? You want smoothness.
It needs to be sassy and smooth.
Sassy and smooth.
There we go.
Nothing wrong with that. So while that goes, I want to talk to you about the lamb. Is there any specific cuts of lamb that you would use for a traditional Cape Malay lamb curry, or is it what you can find, or is it what you can afford, or what is it? How do you view it?
I say with Cape Malay, I'm originally Cape Malay,
Yes.
right? We are the biggest culinary thieves. We make everything our own. So we'll take a bobotie, we're going to make it our own. With curry, I love to cook with lamb.
Yeah.
A lot of people like lamb knuckles. Some people would like beef.
Okay.
But I prefer lamb.
But we are making a Cape Malay lamb curry.
Yes.
Okay, so the lamb is important. Just to quickly, because we are running a little bit out of time, but how do you get your lamb soft? Because that's also a very important point. Is it
my trick is, once your lamb goes in, there shouldn't be any water, right? You add your in.
Okay,
add
so the
your
water
lamb.
should, okay.
Yeah. Because, you know, meat has got its own water as well.
Yes, its own juices, yeah.
So
with the fats and
you're going to
everything.
do that. And then you're going to give it a nice stir.
Right.
Put it on a high boil for like 5 minutes, and then you're going to simmer your lamb.
And then you're gonna
that's
simmer.
when you get a nice tender lamb.
Right. All of those steps, step by step, would explain it to you.
And when
on
that's
our
done,
website.
in half an hour,
Yeah.
then I'll add my tomatoes.
And then you'll add your tomatoes and the potatoes.
The potatoes goes in when the meat is nice and soft,
Okay.
and then the potatoes
Because
goes in.
they cook fairly quickly.
Yeah, like 15 minutes or so,
Yes.
even less.
All right. Well, we will
And
show
on
you
with
the
the lid?
final dish on this. Okay. The lid goes on to steam and
100%.
everything nicely. Expressoshow.com is where you can get the recipe. There we have it. Just a quick one. You're using potatoes. Can you add any other veggies as well?
Yes, some nice frozen peas as well.
Frozen peas?
Yeah.
That could work.
Hey, so let's make a nice mix.
I can see what
curry.
you're doing, eh? A culinary thief. I love it. Sassy, thank you very much. You are very,
You're
very
welcome.
sassy, and it's so
Thank you,
good to
darling.
see you. Blessings for 25, but you're not going anywhere. Make this recipe, expressoshow.com. It is there for you. We're going to take a very quick break, and maybe we'll come a bit of a taster afterwards. See you after the break.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Yes, we still have the Kapsa Klopsa in studio. In fact, we have the new generation. 12-year-old Mohammed Zaid Damon is going to perform something so incredible for us. It is a Shirley Bassey classic. Are you ready? Yes. I think he was born ready. So let's get into it. Enjoy.
Funny how a lonely day can make one person say, what good is my life? Funny how a breaking heart can make me start to say, what good is my life? Funny how I often seem to think I'll never find another dream in my life. Till I look around and see this great big world is part of me and my life. This is my life. Today, tomorrow will come and find me. But that's the way that I was born to be. This is me. This is me. This is my life, and I don't give a damn for the emotions of such a lot of love I've gotta give. Let me live, let me live. Sometimes when I feel afraid, I think of what a mess I've made in my life. Crying over my mistakes, forgetting all the breaks I've made in my life. I was put on hold to be a part of this great big world is me and my life. Guess I'll just set up the score and count the things I'm grateful for in my life. This is my life. Today, tomorrow will come and find me. But that's the way that I was born to be. This is me. This is me. This is my life, and I don't give a damn for lost emotions of such a lot of life I've gotta give. Let me live, let me live. This is my life. This is my life. This is yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Young man, stay there, my friend. Stay right there. Take a last bow because I think you just give the whole of South Africa massive goosebumps, my friend. That was incredible. Well done. Wow, what a kickoff to the performances. Stay around because there's a lot more of that heading your way. Stick around. Right now, it is just 1 minute past 7 o'clock. Let's take another look at your major news stories going into your Friday. Starting off with your national news, police say they are facing a mammoth task of identifying the bodies of illegal miners who perished underground at the Stilfontein mine. 78 bodies were recovered since the rescue operation started on Monday, while 246 surviving miners have been brought to the surface and arrested. A steel cage with a camera was deployed to ensure no one remains underground. Police spokesperson Brigadier Atlenda Mate confirmed that most of the deceased are foreign nationals. Illegal precious metals trading cost South Africa over 3 billion rand last year. And the Johannesburg Stock Exchange and government are exploring listing state-owned enterprises to boost economic growth. Discussions also include establishing a township stock exchange and investing in the carbon market. Minister Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation Maropene Ramakgopa attended a JSE meeting focused on public-private partnerships and policy development. Ramakgopa says the shift to market-orientated state-owned enterprises is underway, with the JSE assisting in creating policy frameworks to improve their operation and efficiency. Over to international news headlines. The Gaza ceasefire is set to start Sunday, despite last-minute delays blamed on Israel, which postponed ratification. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken confirmed negotiations are ongoing. Hamas senior official Izzat el-Rashid confirmed commitment to the truce, mediated by Qatar, Egypt and the U.S. Israel's cabinet vote on the agreement remains pending. Meanwhile, Palestinian health officials report Israeli airstrikes have killed at least 46, with more raids overnight in Gaza City, Rafah and Nusayrat. Hamas launched a rocket into Israel, causing no injuries. And the UK is delaying a finalization of a Chagos in Islands deal with Mauritius until it gains approval from US President-elect Donald Trump. The negotiations involve a 99-year lease of Diego Garcia, a crucial US-UK military base in the Indian Ocean. British officials had hoped to conclude the deal before Trump's inauguration, but now seek his approval first due to concerns raised by his advisors about China's influence. Meanwhile, Mauritius, led by re-elected Prime Minister Navin Ramgoolam, is renegotiating the deal, with its future depending on Trump's approval. And we'll end off with this story. The Dr. Angela Tabiri, Ghana's very own maths queen, has made waves as the first African to win the Big Internet Maths Off, a quirky global contest to crown the world's most interesting mathematician. At just 35, she's proving that maths isn't just for boys. Tabiri, who researches quantum algebra, also leads a program mentoring young girls in Ghana to embrace STEM careers. Now, she hopes her big win will inspire more African women to dive into maths, breaking down stereotypes and building brighter futures. From her groundbreaking research to her work with a budding talent, the maths queen is showing the world what's possible when passion and persistence collide, a true inspiration. That's where we leave your 7 o'clock news bulletin. We'll have another round for you at 8 o'clock. Graham is standing by now with your sports.
Thank you so much. After that inspirational story, let's talk about an inspirational player last night. We kick it off with football and Amad Diallo producing a stunning 12-minute hat trick as Manchester United rallied to defeat Southampton 3-1, avoiding a potential fourth consecutive home loss. Might not have found the form yet, but it seems like the attitudes have shifted in the Ivorian star, equalising in the 82nd minute. Then he struck again in the 90th minute, then completed his treble in Fergie time, in stoppage time after a defensive error. Brilliant performance there. Elsewhere, Brighton securing a 2-0 win over Ipswich with second-half goals coming from Corey Matuma and Jorginho Rutter. Now let's turn to cricket, and rain disrupting, sadly, the SA20 Highveld derby last night, forcing the Joburg Super Kings and Pretoria Capitals to share the spoils at the DP World Wanderers. So the Capitals batting first, they managed 138 for 8. That was after the Super Kings spinners. They definitely stifled their progress. Some brilliant bowling. However, the persistent rain preventing the Super Kings from beginning their chase, ultimately leading to that match being abandoned, which means the Super Kings stay on top of the log. Now we turn to rugby, and mixed feelings about this one. Former Springbok winger Raymond Rule has retired due to an Achilles injury. The 32-year-old Ghana-born player has earned 7 caps in 2017, starting and starring for La Rochelle, undoubtedly winning 2 Champions Cups and scoring 15 tries in his tenure there. Rule leaves behind a remarkable legacy as a key figure in club and international rugby. We certainly wish him well. Now, the first Grand Slam of the year is serving it up in tennis and in an electrifying late-night showdown at the Australian Open yesterday. 19-year-old Lerner Tin, he stunned first seed Daniil Medvedev in a 5-set marathon. We know Medvedev loves the long matches. Well, this one went the distance 6-3, 7-6, 6-7, 1-6, and 7-6. So the qualifier's fearless performance making him the youngest American, in fact, to reach the third round in Melbourne since Pete Sampras did in 1990. That's quite a marker to lay down. But that's where we leave our sporting headlines for now. Let's get a traffic update.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Let's get into that traffic for the first time this morning. How are your roads looking? Well, in KZN and Ashburton, heavy delays are expected for motorists making use of the N3 West, with delays from Ashburton towards Pietermaritzburg. So if you're headed on that way, please plan your route accordingly and, of course, allow for extra travel time. And then we head to Cape Town in Milnerton, where minor delays are being experienced on the N7 southbound at the N1 inbound ramp. So do maintain a safe following distance and do exercise caution while you're out there on the road. Wherever you're headed today, Mzansi, I hope that you get there safely, and that's where we leave your roads. Let's look into your weather. Well, the South African Weather Service has issued only one warning for today, and that is extremely high fire danger conditions are expected over the northwestern parts of the Western Cape, the central and eastern Northern Cape, as well as the southwestern Free State. Meanwhile, in a groundbreaking move to enhance beach safety, the Weather Service has launched a rip current forecasting model for the Cape Peninsula. Covering 6 key Cape Town beaches, it does provide real-time predictions to help lifeguards as well as beachgoers and emergency teams. Now, this innovation aims to reduce drowning risks and improve coastal safety, especially during this time, which is the busy summer season. Now, before we leave your weather, we've got to check in with that sunrise view of this hour. And Nancy, this is absolutely stunning. Sending it through from Umkomaas in KZN. Looking really good on this Friday morning. And somebody told me that KZN is going to be experiencing some 26-degree weather today. And by the looks of it, it looks like it's going to be absolutely stunning. So share your morning view with us if you're from KZN or anywhere else in the world on 0634088863. For now, though, let's have a look at what the rest of the country can expect for their temperatures.
Certainly playing its part, letting us know that summer is still here. And summer isn't really summer without the biggest party of the year, my friend. It's coming up on the 25th of this month. We're back at the Met, babe.
Yeah, that's so excited. So December, Carissa, might just extend into January, Carissa, because I'm going to be at the Met, and it's going to be so exciting. I can't wait for you to see my beautiful dress that's getting designed as we speak. And speaking about designers, Gavin Raja is in studio talking all things to do with the Met this year.
See you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You tune in to your one and only Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on S3. And yes, the excitement is real. The World Sports Betting Cape Town Met, South Africa's premier horse race event, returns on the 25th of January 2025. Yes, this year it's going back at full force at Kenilworth Racecourse, celebrating its 163rd year. I mean, that's mad. The event features the theme Couture Unleashed, encouraging attendees to blend art, technology and fashion. And here to talk it all and run it all through is Donovan Everett, COO of Cape Racing. He joins us to chat about this iconic event. Donovan, lovely to have you, my friend.
Yeah, morning.
You look well for such a chaotic event.
Yeah, well, it's a week out, so the pressure's on. My team's working hard, as I mentioned to you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're very excited. It's a big build-up. And I think compared to previous years, we're expecting bigger crowds. I think there's going to be a lot more entertainment. And then I think from a racing perspective, the quality on the race course in terms of our equine thoroughbreds is going to be amazing.
Oh, man,
it's going to be a big day all round.
Yeah, we can't wait to see it. Like I said to you off air now, we can feel the excitement around this year's Met. I mean, 163 years in the running, it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
We got to talk quickly about it because I think everyone always waits with bated breath to hear what the theme is going to be. So the theme was announced, Couture Unleashed. Yeah. How do you perceive this? Because I'm thinking big, bold. People are going to go all out there, my friend.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to a certain degree, but it's all about breaking the boundaries of creativity and getting people to sort of think outside the box as well. Big, bold colours, blend of art, technology. So that was the thinking, and so far some of the visuals that we've seen from people that are building up for it, it looks to be amazing.
Yeah,
so
no, like
I think the outfits are going to be outstanding.
Yeah, like Carissa said, her dress is being designed right now and being finalized, so she's super excited. Yeah. But I mean, yes, there's a fashion part, and then of course it is really all about the horse racing as well. So, and the big news, the Met's 2,000 meter Grade 1 race, a both significant increase to 5 million rand, and I'm sure that's going to cause a lot of more high level of competition, international interest, I'm sure as well.
Yeah, the competition is stiff every single year. Everybody wants to win the WSB Met, so I think it's not going to change the competition, but the level of interest is definitely uplifted. As far as the Met's coverage is concerned, we broadcast to 30 countries around the world, so it's got a really big following. And I think the upliftment in stakes is really sort of, as you've mentioned, it's created a bit more interest in it. And I think the competition is going to be really stiff out there on the track.
Yeah, look, it's exciting when those horses come down. You feel the ground all shake from that's the exciting part for me as well. But I think before that, I mean, the barrier draw, we're going to talk about this to help people understand how important that is and that part of the actual event to choose which stalls are the horses and the jockeys going to start in. What role does that play, the barrier?
It is quite significant. From a barrier draw perspective, you're talking about the starting stalls, with the number one starting stall on the inside of the rail. And, I think if you just think about it logically, the number one starting stall on the inside of the rail, it's the quickest route home to the finish line.
The guys on the outside need to make
so
their
the
way
guys
in.
on the outside need to come in. But, where racing is nowadays, it suits certain horses because obviously they get out, they get a good positioning, which is absolutely crucial. But, some horses have got, the knack to just really take off on that start line and get that positioning. So there's a lot of tactics involved. It's not like a 100-meter sprint with Usain Bolt and those guys. With racing, there's a lot of tactics, So often you'll see trainers and jockeys, they walk in the track before a race. They're looking for where the going's good, supposedly on the track, and then the tactics are getting discussed in the parade ring sort of beforehand. So depending on the class of the horse, they'll get a really good start from whatever positioning and get out in front into a favourable position, and then the race opens up. Previous Mets, you've seen some of the horses will go wide onto the outside rail, and then a group will stick on the inside rail. And we've had a couple of Mets over the years where it's been won from the outside. So it's wide open. A race of that caliber, the type of class of horses that it's running, it can be anybody's day.
Listen, yeah, let's hope that the one that you pick ends up in a great stall. Listen, you mentioned that you're broadcasting to 30 countries. That's amazing. It is a huge event, and having partners like World Sports Betting on board. I mean, what does that mean for you guys to really put this thing together, put it on the map once again? Not that it's not on the map, but you know what I mean.
Listen, they've been fantastic partners. You know, World Sports Betting is involved in racing throughout the country. Even during COVID, they were the only sort of sponsors that stuck around and partners that stuck around. So they live and breathe racing. They've been a fantastic partner with the WSB Met over the years, and they've got a really great team, good people, and they're passionate. So when it comes to amplifying an event of this nature, to have that sort of team and that sort of brand behind us, it really just puts, it raises the game. So we're expecting a lot in terms of this WSB Met, and they've been fantastic partners to work with. Really,
fantastic. Listen, what do you say to people out there? This is really, I think, one of those unmissable events. Why so? Why would you say that people listen? You cannot miss this year's.
Yeah. The Met has changed, the WSB Met's changed quite a bit over the last couple of years from where it was. And every year it's just got more and more popular, I think since COVID as well. And from an entertainment perspective, we've got Zakespend 20, we've got Good Luck, we've got Neon Dreams that's coming post the racing elements. We've got all the fashion elements, we've got all the culinary elements, the hospitality, the celebs, the sports stars. So yeah, it's going to be a really fantastic day and high entertainment on the track as well as off the track. So it's going to be a big one this year.
Cannot wait. Donovan, thank you very much, my friend, and all the best for the last little bits of planning and putting everything together. Because I said, how are things going? He said, chaos. But it's a good chaos. So stick around. The WSB Met 25 January, this upcoming Saturday at the Kenilworth Racetrack. It's going to be an event not to miss. Tickets you can get from 150 Rand. They are available at quicket.co.za. So make sure you secure yours and be part of the biggest horse racing event in SA, I would say in the world as well, because it really is. We're doing a phenomenal job. Donovan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep, kind of officially gets the year started. So two things, Donovan, all the best to you and your amazing team. We know what this event means for Cape Town and the secondary spend elements, a massive, massive boost. And if you see Carissa there, take a photo, please, because she's going to look gorgeous. Well, singers, they set the tone for big money. Let's stay on that track, and you can be in it to win big if you play Powerball and Powerball Plus. Today, there is 115 million Rand in total estimated jackpots up for grabs today. 115 million. That's crazy. So don't get left behind. You can play Powerball for an estimated 86 million. Powerball Plus for an estimated 29 million Rand today. But most importantly, you got to get in it to win it. So go get your tickets in store. Go online, nationallottery.co.za. You can use your mobile app. You can use cell phone banking. You can simply dial *120 *7529 hash for USSD. There are multiple ways. Just pick one and do it. And we'll keep all of those details up on the Expresso socials, so you've got no excuses. Go ponder, push or play. Powerball, Powerball Plus, sitting at 115 million Rand in total estimated jackpots today. Oh, this could be your day. I have a feeling there will be signs. Good luck.
I'll tell you that today is my day because I get to be in the presence of absolute legend status. Right here, we have the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Gavin Raja is in studio, and we get to chat all things to do with the Met happening next week, Saturday. We're going to find out from him his journey and also his take on fashion today. Might be a bit of a fashion police moment. We'll definitely get into that in just a little bit, so we'll see you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso on S3. Happy Friday. Thank you for spending and starting the weekend with us. Now listen, we are just a week away from Cape Town's highly anticipated race day event. Of course, it's the World Sports Betting Cape Town Met, which is set to take place on the 25th of Jan 2025. Now this year's theme, very interesting. It is Couture Unleashed, and we have the ever so talented fashion designer Gavin Raja joining us this morning in studio to chat all things Met and prepare you for what is definitely going to be one of the biggest events of this year. Please help me in giving him a feel-good welcome. Whoop, whoop. Oh my goodness, Gavin Raja in the building. Thank you for being here with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
No, of
Thank
course.
you.
All right, let's get into this. I did say we might have a fashion police moment because I am curious on your take on fashion today. Are we doing it right? Are there any moments that we could improve? How is South Africa compared to the world?
I think the thing about South Africans is that we're not afraid of color and we're a little bit more atypical than the rest of the world. You know, we don't always have to be dressed in black. And I think the fact that we, you know, it's just the weather we're kind of exposed to. So it kind of leans towards wearing color, and color is celebratory. So I think we're getting it right. I definitely think we have a unique sense of style, which is quite maverick. And, you know, it's quite expressive about who we are.
Yeah. Any fashion faux pas that you could touch on?
You know, Crocs are still my fashion faux pas, but I suppose, you know, it's really about comfort.
Oh, girl,
and
let
what
me
people...
tell you, I've got about 6 pairs, Gavin Raja, and I'm gonna show you how to. I'll show you how to style them.
I suppose Uggs is close second.
I absolutely love that. I know that you work in the fashion space as well as the interior design space. So how would you describe your design aesthetic?
I think for me it's really about, and I suppose it's evolved over the years, but I think it's really about kind of looking at, it's really about the attention to detail and the craftsmanship behind it. So it's really always about quality as opposed to just creating something on the outside which looks aesthetically great but is not constructed well. I think fine craftsmanship is really integral to what luxury really is.
Sure. It really is about the process, the details that really matter.
And the emotional connection that you have with things.
I love that. Yes, because it's not just fashion. People often see fashion as like this frivolous thing, but it is. It's that emotional connection that you have to your clothes. I mean, speaking about that, when you put collections together, how do you even come up with ideas? Do you ever hit a creative block?
I think everybody goes through that, and I think, you know, we all kind of try and find something that inspires us, but I think for me, it's really about always being stimulated by something, whether it's art, music, fashion, the races, you know, and the people around you, really.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love that, just drawing inspiration from your world around you. You've dressed the best of the best, and we've got to touch on Basetsana Khumalo. 30 years in the game, your partnership has just evolved, and it's been so incredible to watch. How has that been for you?
Well, it's quite interesting. 30 years ago when we dressed her, it was the first time I actually ever dressed her was for the Cape Met horse race, and so there began our journey, actually. And so it's almost like we've come full circle again.
Absolutely. What have been some of your highlights, if you can pick any of them out? I know 3 decades is it's a lot of clothes there.
I think, you know, looking back at the career, I think it's like about being able to have started a fashion week, which Cape Town has ownership to. I think showing in Paris is huge, and I think really about growing my studio and the business, but also I think nurturing new and young talent and supporting talent throughout South Africa, which I think this year the WSB Cape Met plays a great platform for in hosting these amazing talent.
This question might throw you off guard a little bit, but I'm just so curious to know. When it comes to the young designers, do you have your eye on anyone in particular?
I have my eye always on many young designers because I believe that you need to kind of nurture this talent to shape the future of the industry, and in some way they become the custodians of the industry moving forward. I think definitely next week, Saturday, we'll be seeing Sipho Mbuto, Fukile Sokulo, and these are all young, emerging, new talents who I think are incredibly gifted and also have a very special eye in terms of what they do.
Oh, man, if Gavin Raja said it, you better believe it. I hope that you are taking notes right now. Well, speaking about the Met, let's get into the theme, Couture Unleashed. What is your interpretation of this?
So, you know, couture is really a French word just for fashion, but I think when people refer to couture, it's really about a very refined sense of dressing. And I think one of the things that this particular horse race has done, and I think Don and his team are putting together, is really about creating a refined experience. So an experience which is very curated in all aspects. And in terms of fashion, that means that couture is far more refined.
Sure.
And I think Cape Town, I hate to say this, sorry, but is always played host to a far more refined sense of fashion. It's less costumey, and it's really more about the sensibility and the style around it. And I think the space which has evolved, you know, and has become such an amazing experience for people to kind of be in, from, you know, having being, you know, there's art exhibitions happening, there's amazing culinary exhibitions, and I just think the visual aesthetic of everything lends itself to showing fine fashion and people dressing up. And I think we have very few opportunities to actually really dress up and to have fun and to kind of shed our normal personas. And I think
I love that.
WSB Cape Town Met is a great opportunity for it,
Well, I personally can't wait. The 25th is just around the corner. It is knocking. It is happening. I can't wait for Gavin Roger to see my outfit too. It's going to be stunning. I know I'll get that stamp of approval. But listen, if you're still looking for inspiration, Gavin in just a little bit is going to show us exactly how he would do the Met and give us some inspo with some looks as well as some images to get you going for the 25th.
Hopefully we won't see Carissa's dress there on any other, then it's going to be a drama.
I don't think she's going to reveal anything.
Oh,
Don't stress.
nothing. But again, I stress, please take photos if you see her and give her a hug from us, but just ask first. Well, if that's got the creative juices flowing, maybe you want to unleash your creativity. And South Africa is a rainbow nation of blended cultures. It's only, I think, second nature for us to switch between different worlds. And that's why the 2025 Plascon Colour Forecast has embraced the theme of hybridity. I love that, offering shades to recharge any space.
Yeah, I mean, our color influences don't have to be one thing or another. We have the freedom to mix and match any way we see fit and that we want. So this week, we explore the theme of neutrals and minimalism. So if you are doing a little bit of DIY, renovating, maybe you're thinking about painting a wall and you want to get inspired, here we go.
As natural colors are increasingly on our mind, we are constantly being inspired by nature. But the idea is to be a part of nature and not apart from it. We are all the way in the last word, Emadikwe, to unpack Plascon's 2025 Colour Forecast. And today, we're speaking naturals. Let's have a look at what our trend analysts, Jody and Chris, have to say about Plascon's range of natural colors. Chris and Jody, we've steadily worked our way through the colour forecast, and now we've landed at our naturals. Can you tell us what inspired the naturals colour family?
Natural colours are always going to be in the forecast, but this year we've looked at what natural and man-made look like when you kind of mash them up together. So we've taken a lot of inspiration from stuff like very futuristic building materials, or even just the colours of a kind of dry landscape to look at kind of how our world is changing around us. And that's really all filtered down into our palette for naturals this year.
So Jody, as we dive deeper into this colour family, what are some of those colours we can find?
The colours are very much inspired by nature, so the things you'd find outside, like your kind of river clays and your terracottas and your mustards, kind of those warm, natural colours that you'd find outdoors, we are seeing coming through in the naturals palette.
Now we have got nature all around us, and today we're celebrating those natural colours. When it comes to the Plascon colour palette, what are some of those natural colours that are stand out?
If you look around here, there are so many incredible naturals in this palette. There is a beautiful light sage that you see in the brush, in the bush, and then there's this gorgeous acacia, which is very much like what you see in the trees around us. And you pick up these two tones, these naturals that work so elegantly together whether it's in the bush, in a resort, in a high-rise apartment, or just at home. The beauty of hybridity is bringing things that don't live together, that shouldn't really live together, but kind of do well. So what we have been known for in our work in resorts and private islands and conservancies is actually the combination of raw and refined. Ultra sophistication together with raw kind of rough coarseness, rusticity. And I think the putting two things that are almost disparate elements together makes it even more sexy, even more interesting, because that's the way you highlight the two qualities.
Now we have spoken about how the elements inform this color family, but what else influences it, such as animals, for example?
In this palette, what we've seen is some of the colors almost resemble animal hides in an interesting way. So it's kind of a cue to that as well. It's not just nature, it's the kind of flora and fauna duality, which I think is quite interesting.
So Myra, as we continue to unpack this color palette, what is it about the naturals that keeps you inspired, especially if you don't live in the bush?
I love that question because truly, nature is everywhere, even in an urban context. I mean, we're designing apartments in Paris, in Mallorca in Spain, and also in wild conservancies in Africa. But it doesn't mean that you need to contain your natural palette to just a natural environment. The interesting thing is people have a need to commune with nature or be in a very serene environment. I think I read there was like 93% of our days are typically spent indoors. So this need to tap into the natural environment, whether it's an environment that we've curated and created around us, or whether it's us having a porch and stepping outside, having a beautiful waterfall shower outdoors, all of those things we can do. But the important thing is to bring the naturalness into your world, whether it's through paint, color, texture, architecture, clear story windows, whatever it is, just bring nature in.
In a country like this, we are born into natural colors, and what a blessing it is to be surrounded by nature.
Step into a world where color meets possibility with Plascon's 2025 Hybridity Color Forecast. Spend 500 Rand or more on any Plascon products and stand to win a state-of-the-art Toyota Corolla Cross 1.8 XS Hybrid worth 500,000 Rand. Simply WhatsApp your receipt, name and ID to this number. T's and C's apply. Plascon, together we've got this.
Oh, so much inspiration at hand, and I think you'd be amazed. Just looking at your space in a slightly different shade, through a different lens, will change your experience of it. So push the boat out, have a whole lot of fun. We're going to give you more color inspiration. Of course, Gavin Roger is here to help you get inspired for the Met. It's coming up, and we're going to see some fashion in action. Then, if you're a parent like me struggling with holiday food withdrawal with your kids and getting back into the school lunch mode, Cindy is here from the Woolies team with some amazing ideas, budget-friendly ideas to introduce healthier lunchbox elements. So I'm going to give you a preemptive high five for 2025. We'll start packing the lunchboxes now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Now, we are still hanging out with South Africa's most talented designer. His name is Gavin Raja. He needs no introduction. If you weren't here before, it is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we're talking all things to do with this year's World Sports Betting Met 2025. The theme, well, it's Couture Unleashed, and who better to bring in than Gavin himself? And I am so distracted, Gavin. I keep looking over because what we have in studio right now, it's an art gallery, if we're being honest. This is absolutely stunning. Inspiration for the Met. Where do we begin?
So I think the thing for the Met is obviously we have great weather forecasts for next week. So it's always about comfort and wearing things which are going to be aesthetically pleasing, going to deliver on the kind of theme, but at the same time keep you looking not really like a wallflower, but standing out with some kind of identity.
But still being kind of practical, because it's a full day thing, right?
Absolutely,
Day from the morning, jawling in the evening, like it's just going to be incredible. So let's get into maybe our first look.
Sure, absolutely.
Hey, where should we start? Oh, I was hoping we would start here.
So, lots of short dresses, which are quite structured, quite architectural in shape. And in this instance, just beautiful lace, which is hand beaded against, again, color.
Wow.
And a little bit cheeky, a little bit short, the dress. But you'll see that lots of the trends coming through are a kind of structured silhouette.
I've been noticing this. I absolutely love it. From the skirt coming out, or even the sleeves doing something.
Absolutely.
It is stunning.
So lots of attention on sleeves and volume and creating kind of silhouette.
Yeah, but also still the classic look. Absolutely love that. Okay, look number 2 has also got a similar theme carried throughout, but there's something different about this.
Yeah, and I think, you know, again, a little bit more of a beautiful skirt, lots of ruffle detail. Ruffles are huge, and then a silk kimono jacket, which could be also worn with pants and also to keep the sun off your back, but moving into evening for the after party.
Yes.
And obviously little kind of sexy little camisoles or cropped bustiers, which are beautifully embellished. Also just to add a little bit of interest and detail for the day.
Absolutely. But
and also the shoes with pops of
this
color.
This is what I was going to say.
So people can have fun by bringing elements of color or bringing accents of things.
Yeah. We're a little bit nervous about the grass, but thankfully nowadays they get those plugs that you can actually still wear your little heels, you know? I love that. Look 2, can we even top this with look 3? Let's get it in. Oh my gosh. All of these are just my style. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, so again, beautiful lace and also very structured. The inside like built into a built-in corset, so kind of creating beautiful silhouette and structure, but also very simple, so keeping it all about the fabric and the detailing of things.
I mean, you did mention refine, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to this year. So you can have your look, you can still have a statement, but it is something that is classic and refined.
Yeah, and I think you can also play with things like makeup.
Yes.
So if you looked at all the girls, I think their makeup is very interesting. You can use embellishment in a different way. So it's also a way of unleashing a couture aspect to something.
Exactly. And I love there's makeup, there's hair, and there's shoes and accessories that you can add to the entire look. Let's see them all together, because I honestly think that they complement each other so well. Are there any colors you are looking for this year? I mean, I'm picking up a theme here too.
You know, so I think obviously, again, we talked about color in terms of it being bright.
Yeah.
I think for me, this is part of the last collection.
Yes.
And I think moving forward for next week, it's going to be, I'm moving a little monochromatic. I think the collections will bring in a little bit of metallics, lots of soft blues, nudes, and colors like that. But I think some of the other designers will be also putting forward some very bold color.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I've definitely been keeping my eye on the fashion scene for quite some time, but I'm telling you today that the new generation definitely needs to bow down to the legends that have come before them and are still here today. Gavin Raja in the building. Absolutely love this. Got to ask you though, when it comes to the new designers, advice. If you could give them anything that they're sitting and can take down right now.
I think the thing is to actually constantly refine your craft. I think this is a very, very difficult business. You've got to have staying power. And it's really about delivering consistently to clients, to the public, and also investing in your brand. I don't think it's about the 15 seconds of catwalk fame or the endless champagne glasses that get topped up. I think it's really about super hard work. I think I've earned every one of these gray hairs.
I think you have, and still looking every part good today. Absolutely love this. Gavin Raja, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
It's been such a pleasure. I know that we woke you up so early to share your beautiful work with us, but it was definitely worth it. 25th, we're going to be there. We're going to party together and make sure that you get there too. 25 January 2025. It's going to be absolutely stunning. Definitely a mark on your calendar for an event you will not forget. Tickets on quicket.co.za.
Well, from those once-a-year opportunities like the Met to those everyday opportunities to not only, I suppose, boost the health of your little ones, but let them enjoy food in a different way. I love the fact that we are creating budget-friendly, healthy lunchbox options right now because the timing is perfect. I think a lot of us are suffering from a bit of fallout post-holiday, trying to get our kids back into a healthy routine, and one of the best in the biz, dietitian Cindy Chin, is here with some simple and easy lunchbox ideas that, yes, won't break the bank, which we need in January. I think a lot of people grappling with a lot of stresses. And I've been told that coming out of that holiday period is one of the most stressful times because kids' routines are thrown out, your routines are thrown out. But when it comes to health, routine is vital. What your kids are eating every day sets the tone. So all the best for the new year. I absolutely love the fact that we are kind of changing the way we look at food. What are the big trends that are driving you at the moment? What's got you guys excited?
So I think, the major thing that's happening is this awareness of our customers and consumers about processed foods. What we put into our foods and how close they are to nature. So I think people are very much aware of all the ingredients and looking more closely at what's going into their diets. Another big thing is gut health.
Yes.
So everyone's much more aware, and rightly so, about the importance of good gut health, not just digestion, but also the impact on your brain, on your immunity, things like that. There's a massive move to personalization. So not just like a blanket, eat this because the textbook
it's healthy,
says it.
or it's not, this doesn't contain this, so go for it.
Yeah, but it's more about personalization, like what really works for me, because there is a core healthy diet, but within that you can move a little bit to less carb or more carb.
For sure.
And we really need to find what works for you.
The devil is in the details, it really is. Well, when we talk about tailor making, we have got some beautiful inspiration here to get people inspired as to how they can approach it differently. So what are we making today? And let's get started. I am your able helper.
Okay, good. Shall we start here? So protein is another big trend, and everyone is aware about. Please. So we're going to make it's basically a crustless quiche. It's what we call frittata. And what's so practical is that you make it in a muffin tin. So you just literally throw in some tomato into the muffin pans like this, just evenly spread it with a bit of feta cheese, a bit of flavor and protein.
And what I like about this is you can make it quite bespoke for your kids, because you know what your children like to eat. And it doesn't help if you're going to load their lunchbox with these healthy things that are just going to be left there and not eaten.
And get them involved, because once they start doing it with you, they're much more likely to eat it.
Oh, I call it the personal investment. And then do we just
And then you just
top
literally just pour it in. So you can season it with salt and pepper, pour in. You can adapt it with whatever herbs or veggies, like if it's spinach, or if your child likes like olives, or you can go with a bit of like leftover roast chicken from the night before, shred it in, or some tuna.
No protein must go wasted.
Absolutely.
And we know how important our proteins are to protect, not just because they're generally kind of a more expensive meal option, but you want to make them go as far as possible.
But and eggs are fantastic. They're an economical protein source that gives you so much more than just the protein, but a lot of other nutrients. You literally just pop this in the oven for like 20 to 25 minutes till the eggs set, and you can actually freeze it for up to 3 months. So you can make
I was going to ask, because we're trying to move towards that as well, where you can budget a bit more clearly in that sense, and also go en masse. And they look lovely. Expect to eat half of them on the day of making, though, because they look absolutely beautiful. We will keep this on our website, and I know Woolies will offer it to you guys as well. Let's move on to something a bit more substantial for the child that's really working hard that
and remember,
day.
You're talking child, but you also got to eat.
Yes,
so
I know. I say
comfortable for
look,
the
I'm the
adult
biggest
too.
child on this set, so
Yeah.
you've got it perfectly right.
So, I mean, this is really mix and match as well. I always go with modular. So think of your carbohydrate. Is it high fiber, slow release, that's going to last you through the day? So
Something
it's
that's
going to
not
give you
gonna spike.
a spike and a dip later on. So these are multi-grain seed wraps, which are great. Then some protein, which keeps you fuller for longer. So we've got the ready-made chicken breast, but you can actually just do whatever you've got at home, whether
For
it's
sure.
leftovers, rotisserie chicken from the night before, any protein you like, or even if you go plant-based.
I love that. And if you've got like a leftover schnitzel or something like that sliced up, that can be absolutely
Always a hit
delicious
with the
as well.
kids.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
very much so. And again, they can be invested. You can ask them what they want in their little wrap, and it all comes together absolutely beautifully. Should we put them together, man?
Yeah. Quick. It's literally like 1, 2, 3. You can do any slaw you like. This is mayonnaise dress, but if you want to go with something lighter, you literally do like a rainbow slaw with some lemon, olive oil, salt, pepper, as much or as little chicken as you like.
And I want to go for it. Yeah, no, the more cheese, the better. Cheesy mice in my family. But any way of introducing good fats and the right kind of protein, I love it. How would you roll a little mini burrito?
My kids have a very special way where they cut it and do like a quarter. But for purposes of television,
You see, I'm putting you to the ultimate test here. This is like
dietitian first, then chefy.
I was going to say this, and we've been covering school books and things at home, so my wrapping skills are down. No, I absolutely love it. I was going to put you to the test there.
That's really putting me on the spot.
This would divide a family like a game of Monopoly in my house. So my wife and I are not allowed to do wraps in the same room at the same time together.
Oh,
we have
really?
to separate.
Okay.
Absolutely brilliant, ticking all of the boxes. This I'm loving. I'm seeing superfood all over the place.
So many options as well, because you could change your grains. We've used oats here, which is a lovely slow release carbohydrate, filling, soluble fiber, so good for lowering cholesterol, etc.
Great for the heart.
Great for the heart. Soak it first so that you tenderize it just for a few minutes, just before, with some hot water. Then this is peanut butter, but you can use literally any other nut butter, so almond butter, macadamia, whatever you prefer. Bit of protein and good fats.
And I've noticed that the prices of these sorts of fats have come down dramatically, which makes a big difference, because healthy eating used to be so inaccessible as a result. I love that. Okay, bit of sweetness as well.
Sweetness from the honey and some vanilla. You can put some cinnamon in if you like. And we've used bananas here, which is a lovely combo, classic combo, banana
Throw it all
butter.
together, and then I will drive the engine.
Yeah, milk. You can use plant-based milk, or you can use normal cow's milk. Literally just toss it all together.
And I like that idea of pre-soaking your oats just a little bit. We haven't done it for the sake of TV time today, but just to give it a bit more of a smoothie effect there. And I know you've covered this with just about everything that you've done here. There are great ways of sneaking in the really nutrient-rich food in ways that your kids will just really love and enjoy. What are those nutrients? What are those heavy hitters that young people especially should be getting into their systems when they're, and this is a bit of
vanilla,
essence.
I think it's a balance of, it's again diversity. So it's not just what you eat in one day or in one meal. It's about the pattern, your dietary pattern. So say today you don't quite get it right, that's okay. But you've got the rest of the week to like add in more veggies. So it's diversity. And as I said, it's always about like, look at the starchy carbs, look at the protein source, look at the good fats, look at a diversity of different vegetables and fruits, a colourful variety. And once you get that, like say, are you ticking all the boxes daily, trying to add one of those in daily, then you're going to have a balanced diet. It's all about the pattern.
I love that. And don't put too much pressure on yourself.
It's not about perfection.
Just get this guy mixed up, because I know that one's going to go very, very quickly. But I just wanted to do that just to reinforce how quick and easy it is. Absolutely love that. I love the fact that you guys have made it so easy. I love the fact that you've built such a beautiful relationship with your suppliers, so you know exactly where everything is coming from, so we know we're getting the best proteins, the best produce, so we can enjoy the culture of cooking. So you get your second high five for 2025. Cindy and her team, they've outdone themselves, and hopefully this gives you a little bit of inspiration. Start fresh, start easy, start planning. Just be a bit more methodical about this. Add these delicious snacks and treats to your lunchbox to keep you and your child going all day. Get the energy at the right time in the right way. And you can shop your lunchbox solutions at Woolies, and you can do it in store to see the food, the inspiration. You can go online, or you can use their amazing app.
Standard
chance to be one of 10 lucky winners, each winning a share of 200,000 Rand and cash prizes from Tuffy's South Africa. Simply buy a pair of Tuffy's school shoes between now and 14 February. Then WhatsApp your proof of purchase to 087 250 0811 or buy directly on tuffys.co.za and fill in the form to enter. Competition closes 14 February. T's and C's apply. Tuffy's, for every kind of tough.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso. Right, John S3. I hope you're having a wonderful time with us on your Friday morning. And we're going to lift the energy just a little bit right now. Standing by to blow us away is the live band along with Colton Adams. Please give them a massive round of applause. They're doing ABBA Jive 3. Here we go. Listen, if that didn't put a smile on your face this morning, I don't know what will. The Kaapse Klopse in full force right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Stick around, another performance will be hitting your way in just a little bit. Just before 8 o'clock now, let's quickly take a last look at your major news stories going into your Friday morning. Starting off with your national news, the Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, Parks Tau, says the World Economic Forum annual meeting provides South Africa with a platform to showcase efforts to address economic challenges. Now, speaking after a pre-forum breakfast session, Tau emphasized the importance of attending the meeting in Davos, Switzerland next week. President Cyril Ramaphosa will lead South Africa's delegation, accompanied by ministers, civil society and business leaders. Now, the event underscores South Africa's ambition to position itself as a leading investment destination amid global economic change. And police say they are facing a mammoth task of identifying the bodies of illegal miners who perished underground at the Stilfontein mine. 78 bodies were recovered since the rescue operation started on Monday, while 246 surviving miners have been brought to the surface and arrested. A steel cage with a camera was deployed to ensure no one remains underground. Police spokesperson Brigadier Atlenda Mate confirmed that most of the deceased are foreign nationals. Illegal precious metals trading cost South Africa over 3 billion rand last year. Making international news headlines this morning, Tanzania's government confirmed no positive cases of Marburg virus after the World Health Organization reported 8 suspected deaths in the Kagera region. Now, Health Minister Janesta Magama stated that all test results were negative. The WHO had earlier received reports of suspected cases showing symptoms like fever, vomiting, blood and bleeding. Tanzania swiftly deployed experts for investigations, testing and enhanced surveillance. Now, WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus urged further sample testing. The virus linked to Ebola has a fatality rate of up to 88%. And the Gaza ceasefire is set to start Sunday despite last-minute delays blamed on Israel, which postponed ratification. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken confirmed negotiations are ongoing. Hamas senior official Izzat el-Rashik affirmed commitment to the truce mediated by Qatar, Egypt and the U.S. Israel's cabinet vote on the agreement remains pending. Meanwhile, Palestinian health officials report Israeli airstrikes have killed at least 46, with more raids overnight in Gaza City, Rafah and Nusayrat. Hamas launched a rocket into Israel, causing no injuries. And we'll end off on this story on a bit of a lighter note. Banyana icon Janine van Wyk and her partner, international football star Julia Molen, are overjoyed to announce that they're expecting their first baby. Now, the heartwarming news shared on Instagram thrilled fans of the celebrated couple. Teammates for much of their careers, the pair have played together at clubs like Glasgow City and JVW-FC. Now, Alberton-born van Wyk, Africa's most capped footballer with 185 appearances, boasts a trailblazing legacy, including leading South Africa to their first Women's World Cup and historic WAFCON victory. Now, with Molen by his side, they are embarking on their most exciting adventure yet. Parenthood, and we wish them all the best. Great news indeed. That's your news headlines on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Friday. Let's take a last dive into your sports.
Thank you. No dives in the football last night as Ahmad Diallo produced a stunning 12-minute hat-trick. And he did it at the death as Man United rallied to defeat Southampton 3-1, avoiding a potential 4th consecutive home loss. Needed this one. The Alvarian star equalising in the 82nd minute, struck again in the 90th and then completed his treble in Fergie time, in stoppage time after a defensive error that he capitalised on. Now, elsewhere, Brighton, they secured a much-needed 2-0 win over Ipswich with second-half goals coming from Koru Mitoma and Jorginho Ruta. Now let's turn to the cricket. That almost happened. Rain sadly disrupted the SA20 Highveld derby last night. That forced the Joburg Super Kings and the Pretoria Capitals to share the points at DP World Wanderers. So the Capitals batting first, they managed 138 for 8 after the Super Kings spinners. They really did stifle their progress. However, persistent rain preventing the Super Kings from beginning their chase, leading to the match ultimately being abandoned. So the Joburg Super Kings, they remain at the top of the table as a result. Now, this one, sad news for the whole rugby fraternity. Former Springbok winger Raymond Rule has retired due to an Achilles injury. The 32-year-old Ghana-born player has earned 7 caps in 2017, and he, of course, starred for La Rochelle, winning 2 Champions Cups, scoring 15 tries there as well. Rule leaves behind him a remarkable legacy as a key figure in club and international rugby, and we certainly wish him well on the next phase of his career. Well, the year's first tennis Grand Slam is serving it up, excuse the pun, in an electrifying late-night showdown at the Australian Open. 19-year-old Lerner Tien, he stunned first seed Daniel Medvedev in a 5-set marathon. 6-3, 7-6, 6-7, 1-6, 7-6. That scoreline tells the tale alone. So the qualifier's fearless performance makes him the youngest American, in fact, to reach the 3rd round in Melbourne since the great Pete Sampras did it in 1990. What a name to share a stage with. It looks like he's got the chops, and we love the Australian Open for those kind of surprise results. But that's where we leave our sport for this morning. Let's get another update on the roads.
Thank you, G-Man. The final update on your roads is looking like Gauteng. Something is happening on that side. Pretoria, there is a stationary truck south of the N1 at Ploufplaas interchange. Now, the left lane is affected. No delays are expected, but wherever you are headed, please adhere to the rules of the road because we want you to arrive alive and enter into the weekend feeling good. That's where we leave your roads. Let's have a final look at your weather. The South African Weather Service has issued only one warning for today. Extremely high fire danger conditions are expected over the northwestern parts of the Western Cape, the Central and Eastern Northern Cape, as well as the southwestern Free State. Meanwhile, in a groundbreaking move to enhance beach safety, the Weather Service has launched a rip current forecasting model for the Cape Peninsula. Now, covering 6 key Cape Town beaches, it does provide real-time predictions to help lifeguards as well as beachgoers and emergency teams. Now, this innovation aims to reduce drowning risks and improve coastal safety, especially during the summer season that is super busy and super lovely. Well, before we leave things here, let's have one more look at the sunrise view of the hour. Louise out in Alberton sent this glorious image. It absolutely looks so divine, so heavenly. It looks as if God just opened that up for you and said, you know what, it's going to be a good day in Alberton. 24 degrees is what you can expect on that side, and if you'd like to see what's happening on your side, the temperatures are coming your way in just a bit. But that final reminder to continue sharing your morning views with us on 063 408 8863. All right, let's tuck into those temperatures to see what your day is looking like.
Heavenly sunrise there. Absolutely beautiful. Keep those pictures coming. Who knows, you might get your 15 or 5 seconds of fame tomorrow, but we'll put it out there. Sets the tone for a brilliant final hour of the show. Oh,
I'm so excited to get into this hour because from fashion, we're moving into Hollywood. Now, I know a lot is happening in LA right now, but it is also award season, and JP Sebastian is in the building to unpack everything to do with Hollywood award season.
Yeah, if you just saw him 2 seconds ago, he was busy warming up. There we go. You see what's happening?
He's ready.
He's ready. And then we're also going to introduce you to the newly crowned Miss Soweto 2024, Mbali Kumalo. And I think an epic journey still awaits her. So we'll get you in all those details as well. Stick around. We'll see you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso. It's a Friday. We have just under an hour still left in your company. And yes, this time of the year, it always beckons the Hollywood Awards season. And JP is here, filled with information to run us through what we can expect. JP, my friend, good to have you. Yeah.
No pressure. I hope the awards are more organized than me. You guys were like, dude.
Well, I love the hair. You did something good.
Thank you. Let's keep it with my hair
keep
for the
it
next
there.
5
You're
minutes.
having a good hair day. I know that curly life.
Okay, everyone calm down. I'm going to get some pepper spray. Obviously, what's the cherry on top of all of this is the Oscars,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
the
that would
big
be
one.
March the 2nd. Oh, by the way, I just want to know, do you guys recognize some of these trophies from award season? I wonder, can we name them?
No.
What? You got the BAFTA, you got the Palme d'Or, and the Golden Globes, which have just passed.
Oh, yes.
I knew that.
The Golden Globes was amazing.
For
Oh,
real?
my goodness. The host absolutely nailed it.
Oh, okay.
Nikki Glaser.
That's right. Yes.
She was so good.
It's not one that I guard in my way for necessarily because they've had their own controversies.
Right.
But so yeah, obviously the ones that that's passed already, 5th of Jan.
Yeah.
But we want to look into the future. So I just want to remind people before I get into the meat and potatoes of who won what and all that kind of stuff so far, is that you've got tomorrow the Eddies, which is the Editors Awards, the
Okay.
ACE, American Screen Editors Guild. Really important role in movies, guys. Please do not take
They
editors
make
for
the
granted.
movies, essentially.
They make timing, they make feel. You know?
Yes.
So that's tomorrow. I wish we could see that as South Africans. Oscar noms are announced on the 23rd. Get excited about that. That's next Thursday. Annies are later in also 8th of Feb.
Annies are what?
Animation, sorry, I should.
Oh,
Annies.
okay.
Then you've got a bunch of other acronyms. You've got DGA, which is Directors Guild. You've got PGA, which is Producers Guild. You've got all these kind of exciting things coming up. And then obviously the major ones being the BAFTAs, which I just mentioned. Of course, you all know the trophy.
Of course, cheers, man.
Independent Spirit for those tinier movies that don't get the limelight that they, you know, deserve.
It's kind of like a Sundance.
Indie, yeah, for sure. Those festivals sort of feel. And then you've got SAG Awards, which is one of my favorites.
Right.
The actors just patting each other on the back and you know, feeling good about it all. But you know what? While I waffle, so you don't just look at my luscious hair, apparently, why don't you look at like just a loop, a montage of some of the big names, and I'll throw them out there and tell you which these movies are. A lot of them, sadly, haven't come to South Africa yet. This is the problem with our calendar. Like, America's been eating good. And we're just like, please don't tell us who shot JR. We're still behind. So you'll get to look at some pretty eye candy of movies that are making a stir in award season. Whatever. In the meantime, I'll keep telling you more and more.
Tell us more, yeah.
So that's the future. As far as the past, some of the highlights you mentioned, Sundance, for example.
Yes.
There have been great festivals, and these all happen earlier in the year. Cannes is like the thing that kicks it off.
Right, yes.
Then you get TIFF, Toronto, you get Berlinale, that's the Golden Bear, you get Venice, which is the Golden Lion, and it's a whole zoo.
What was that middle one that you mentioned? It sounded French.
The Palme d'Or.
The Palme d'Or.
Yes.
The Golden Palm Frond, there's a movie called Honora, which has made good mileage there for itself. And that's coming to South Africa mid-Feb, so we'll get to jump on that bandwagon, get excited about it soon. But like the whole season is exciting for me. Like even if I haven't seen stuff, I'm like, okay, well, why are people getting so hyped about that? Honora at those festivals, and then the other one that was big at those was Emilia Perez.
Yes. So Zoe Saldana, right, who won a Golden Globe for Best Supporting, didn't she?
That's right. Yeah.
Very interesting. I've only seen trailers because I don't know if it's around now, but it's a musical.
You don't worry if you're making that face. Like some of these names is like, where the heck did this come from?
Where did it come from?
There are a whole bunch of other names, sadly. Even at these like Sundance and TIFF and all that kind of stuff, that will fall by the wayside. We'll never even see at the Oscars, but they're beautiful anyway.
Okay.
It's so sad. I wish that we had this sort of access.
Jeez.
But so, yeah, Emilia Perez is one of those that have been making waves.
Yeah.
And by the way, I blab a lot, so why don't you just throw me a karate chop if I'm going to?
No. Look, I think if anyone knows anything about all of these events taking place, it is you, because I know that you live it, you breathe it, you are in there as well.
Yeah, and I argue it as well.
But I got to ask as well, I think it's on top of everyone's mind. I mean, with the LA fires going on, how does this influence the award season going forward?
Good point. And you're a person on the ball here to know that it does actually postpone something. So the Oscar nominations announcement was postponed. And that's to give some of the people in their various fields more time to vote for who they would like to be nominated. So voting actually ends today. Although there's big, shiny, famous
It would have been
people.
closed already by now.
Yeah,
vote,
it should have. Yeah, for sure. So, but obviously those fires, sheesh, what is going on?
Yeah, it's quite hectic. But they also contributed money, which is good to see. I think it was up to, I don't know if it was R1 million or dollars that I saw, but it's really nice that the Guild Association is saying, you know, we see this and we want to contribute in some sort of way.
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood. If I mean, I'll never go there probably, who knows, but like it's a part of our psyches even.
Absolutely.
It's built into our mental geography.
Yeah, we link into it, yeah.
It's a whole museum and hey, it's people as well.
It is,
people
human
with
beings.
houses and jobs and all that kind of stuff. So, sorry if I can just rush along, but like I said, someone just kicked me in the back if I'm talking too much. Interesting awards that have just passed is that the sort of equivalent of just the music Oscars, basically, the Hollywood Music and Media Awards. Interestingly, Disney took nothing there. Disney had Inside Out, Disney had Moana 2.
Yes.
And there was another one that you think that Disney would sweep music at least.
Absolutely.
Wicked.
Yes, Wicked.
Nothing. Wicked is universal, however. People have been going mal for Wicked. People have been singing in the song.
Yeah, I lost my mind.
But aside from that, Gotham Awards is another one of those nice small ones, which if you want to look for small movies, just look up, like Indie Spirit.
Yeah.
Just look up Gotham, because they won't see the light of day ever again.
The thing about indie movies is that I feel in Cape Town in particular, we can only see it at the Labia Theatre.
Or really niche kind of stuff. And this is the difficulty. We will get in Anora eventually. We're getting Nosferatu tomorrow. Please go see that.
Nosferatu?
A horror movie.
Sounds like you're swearing at us. What is happening?
Expresso. Some of these smaller ones hopefully do come here with our own festivals eventually, but in the meantime, I'll just keep making a noise about them. And so that's what the past had in store for it. The Golden Globes was interesting with your Emilia Perez that only you know about, and Gwen and I are like, is that it broke a record for musical comedy nominations, 10.
Wow.
Jacques Audiard, French director, your Zoe Saldana, of course, in there too. But interestingly, it's not as high as, interestingly, it's not as high as some of the other big hitters.
Okay.
And so, you want to hear about those?
So what you're saying to us, there's still a lot to look forward to.
The field is open.
Wow, and it's only January.
It's anyone's game. Although, if I give you a quick list, as far as equivalents of Best Picture, and, you can't say one category is the same in every award, because you've got the Cape Town Festival, you've got the Houston Festival, you've got the San Francisco, etc., etc. But Anora is leading with 17 Best Picture wins, inverted commas, which we will see in Feb, and you can make up your own mind then. The Brutalist, which I spoke about before with Adrian Brody, is 11 wins in Best Picture, inverted commas again. The Substance, obviously, Demi Moore won at the Globes.
She did, yeah.
8 for Best Picture, and then Dune Part 2, my baby, is tied for 4 wins, and Nickel Boys is also tied for 4. Man, this is the time, guys, to discover those clean cheese, those ones that just get
Not Nickelback, Nickel Boys. Okay. Trying to pay
never made it
attention
as a white man.
Jeez, Shapey, thanks for coming through. That was so insightful. There was a lot. But we're taking it in. We've got a review with you later.
It's a long season. We'll have more to talk about.
Yeah, we'll delve into it in just a bit.
Now let's get into some superstar names that are going to underpin just how much of a platform for future success this is. Basetsana Khumalo, Lerato Kganyago are just some of the remarkable superstars who have risen to fame after winning the prestigious Miss Soweto pageant. Now, Mbali Khumalo joins that list, a legacy in her own right. She has claimed the crown for herself and her community. So let's dive into her inspiring journey and an incredible story.
Mbali is a young woman who grew up in Johannesburg South. I was raised here and there by my grandmother on both sides in Pimville, Soweto, and I just always grown up around family, being with my cousins. So I came about entering Miss Soweto because my mom always spoke so highly of the pageant. She was a past Miss Soweto finalist, and she just loved the environment that it created, the environment of just being with her sisters in the pageant. So that was amazing. And my journey has been so amazing, It's such a nice feeling to be part of such a long legacy and such a strong legacy that, the likes of Basetsana Khumalo and Sister Augustine have come out of. And it's such an honorable feeling, truly, to be rubbing shoulders with the greats of this industry, yes.
The winner for 2024 Miss Soweto, drums please. Mbali
2024 Miss Soweto 2024 Miss Soweto 2024 Mbali Khumalo.
Everyone asks me the same question, how does it feel to be crowned Miss Soweto? And I never have a straight answer for you because it's such a surreal feeling still. It's such an honorable feeling. And I'm tearing up now just thinking about it. But, you know, having my name called on stage, it was almost a, oh, now what kind of moment, because you pray for these moments and you hope for these moments. But when it actually happens, no one really tells you how to feel and you never really know what to expect afterwards. So I just feel truly honored and truly blessed.
How did I feel when she was crowned? I felt such an overwhelming sense of joy for her, especially knowing all the hard work that she put behind this. She's very, very determined. For me, I was just happy that all her hard work didn't go to waste. And I do think it went to the right person because she will use this title very, very well.
Through the Miss Soweto pageant, it has created a platform for women empowerment, youth empowerment. So even now, young ladies in Soweto are aspiring to become a Miss Soweto finalist.
With this crown, I hope to achieve, you know, getting mental health awareness and mental illness awareness and education out there to the youth as well as older generations. I believe that when we educate people, we're able to, you know, better understand one another, and that's what matters in our community.
A lot is in store. For Mbali, she's going to be the ambassador for Soweto. She's going to meet prominent people, the mayor, the premier, you know, and she's going to be the beacon of hope to the people of Soweto.
Cans for Africa is a non-profit organization that I started this year. It's still, you know, in the works, it's forthcoming, but we are focused on collecting canned goods and distributing them to food banks and food parcel distributors in and around Soweto. So yeah, just to feed the nation. I think that the advice I would give to potential future Miss Sowetos is first and foremost, have fun. The whole process is a lot. It's very stressful, it's very long, and you'll have those days where you feel like giving up and feeling like, oh, this is not worth it, I'm done. But there are also those times where you just, you know, sit down and you look around you at your fellow sisters in, you know, the pageant, and you're just like, wow, this is where I want to be, this is where I'm meant to be. And just to leave it all up to God, you know, and just to have fun with the experience and enjoy it.
Sheesh, congratulations. She's got a bright future ahead of her, I can tell you that.
Well, it's a given now. Yeah. It's because of the network that she is plugging into, but you can see how primed she has made herself for this opportunity. So kudos to you, girl. All the best. She's got the most magical year coming up, and we got the most magical fun coming up right now.
We have another cheesy challenge for you. Okay, so I took on Graham on Wednesday in a chopsticks cheesy challenge.
You didn't take me on, you obliterated me.
I did. And that's why I'm stepping back and playing host today. So you and Carissa will, but this is different. It's a cheesy Jenga challenge.
Oh, no.
That's going to be amazing. So there it is. It's stacked for you. It's ready, but it comes with a twist, and I'll explain it a little bit later on. And then JP is going to be back on the couch, a movie that he seems to be very excited about called Baby Girl.
Oh, Nicole Kidman, very spicy.
There we have it.
Cougar vibes. We are going to cross lines and sort of say something that's inappropriate, and I apologize in advance.
Oh, we won't.
Because you might actually. It's a spicy film, and we're here for that. We'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, bit of fun and games right now. Stick around because we're going to be having a little bit of fun with Jenga, because what's more fun than some Jenga, right? I know Graham is very nervous, but we're doing cheesy Jenga, okay? So calm down, buddy.
It's not making me any less nervous.
So what we're doing is we're putting a twist on the classic game by combining steady hands and creative prompts for a playful round of cheesy Jenga with Clover cheese portions at the heart of the fun. So here's how it's going to work. You guys are going to play Jenga. Okay. So with every little block you take out correctly, I'm going to give you a bit of a challenge to do as well, just for the fun of it.
Yeah, why not?
And of course, the same rules apply. The one who makes it topple over loses.
Okay, Graham, are you ready to lose?
Wow.
Yeah, because he's got a streak this week. You won.
And I thought it was going to run out after the first 2 days of this week, but it's still there. So this is it. This is Carissa 2025.
This is me,
I'm going to have to come to terms with it.
So if you guys decide who's going first.
Tough enough. Ladies can go first. You've got gorgeous nails, so give them some airtime. They do look beautiful today.
That was a bit
wow.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. So aggressive.
You've got to be confident with it.
Yeah. Decisive, hey?
Yes, intentional.
Nicely done.
Oh, very good.
There we go.
You pick I actually didn't want to, because now I got it.
Yeah. I thought we should have thought about this a bit more clearly.
We should have thought about it.
Read it out loud.
Oh my gosh, okay. If I swear, I apologize in advance. Okay. Whew. I got to say something 5 times fast. Cheeky cheese, chunks, church.
What?
Okay, sorry, let me try again.
Did you say it really fast and we just didn't hear you, or okay?
Cheeky cheese, chunks, cheer children cheerfully. Cheeky cheese, chunks, cheer children carefully. Cheeky cheese, chunks, cheer children carefully. Cheeky cheese, chunks, cheer children carefully. Cheeky cheese, chunks, cheer children carefully.
It sounds like an ABBA song.
Lovely.
Cheeky cheetah.
I was hoping you would say that as many times as you could so that it would give me a bit more time to prepare. That was very cute.
You couldn't hear anything. Cheeky cheese chunks cheer children cheerfully. That's what she was supposed to say.
And it's quite true. It is quite true.
It was apparent.
It was great. Okay, Graham, go for it.
Do I go for a middle piece?
Buddy.
I'm just, hey, listen,
Calm
man.
down.
I'm gonna be spicy, and I'm gonna go.
Nicole Kidman.
Because
No, that's too spicy.
we're not here for a long time, okay? We might not even
I don't
be
have
here
for a good time either. Graham, you're
got
stressing me.
I hope so.
Yo.
Oh.
Yo. Yo. All right, buddy.
Now I'm nervous.
You get the sweats.
All right. Say, I love cheese in 3 different accents.
Don't offend anyone.
I love me cheese, man. Okay, that was for Ryle, okay? I love cheese, because that's quite London, as I hear, okay?
Got to do the hand too.
Okay. I love my cheese, okay? And that's an American version of an Afrikaans accent, okay? You don't understand, okay? It is very difficult to do accents on a live TV show, and not because you can't do accents. It is a minefield out there, girl, and I think you had my back there.
All right, Chris, you're up
Okay,
next.
I don't have your back anymore. I got to beat you. Okay.
Oh
my
sure
gosh.
you want to do that,
You
eh?
made
Took
it
a dangerous
so...
little block out there.
There you go.
Wow, you really are
Easy.
finding those guys, eh?
Easy.
I got the nails, that's why.
All right, let's see.
Okay.
It's making her a bit
Don't
emotional.
make me do it. I know. Can you see the tears have started? I don't get it.
Let's
okay. You can't see it yet.
Wow. What is
Cheese makes everything better.
Did you
Sorry, we didn't hear the first part. Do you mind saying that again?
I got to move like a cow.
Can we get from our studio audience, was that a moo like a cow?
Was it?
It sounded more like another small animal screaming. Sounded like someone shopping in Santon who's upset. Move out the way. Oh, that was very sweet.
All right, G, let's go.
Yes, now do I be even more
Don't
spicy?
be spicy.
I think I have to be. I think I have to be even more spicy. You can. Whoa.
Oh, boy. Nicely done.
Sure.
As long as you drop that one, it's okay.
Nicely done. Okay, I think this game is not going to end, but we're going to have to make him one last
Do one more.
challenge.
Whoa.
Ooh, hello.
Okay, so I've got to say this 3 times without messing up.
Okay.
Okay, that was
No
quite
pressure.
passive-aggressive. Chunky cheese chunks crunch crisply.
Again.
Cheese chunks crunch crisply. Chunky cheese chunks crunch crisply.
No.
Chunky cheese chunks crunch crisply. Hey, almost. Chunky cheese chunks crunch crisply.
They made up a word for sure.
Oh, they really did make
That
up a
is-
word. My son is
that
going to
is
make me do
full
this
on.
about 1,000,000 times when I get
All
home.
right.
I'm going to take this. I'm going to get this tattoo.
Yeah, you got to get it done. Okay, I'll tell you
Please.
what, you continue playing because you guys are clearly on a roll here. I want to see how far you can get. Meanwhile, Clover cheese portions, I mean, we know it. They are as much fun as they are functional, perfect for snacking or creative games. Now, the individually wrapped portions are really easy to handle, making them ideal for on-the-go interactive moments, high in protein as well, and a source of calcium. They are a snack everyone can enjoy. So there we have it. For moments of fun and flavor, Clover cheese portions are always a win. Find them at the major retailers nationwide and make every snack time a special snack time. Are you still going?
I think we must do an entire show like this where everything that we do, we get given one of these that the viewer doesn't know, and we've just got to sneak these things in.
I could do this quickly, though.
Go for
Name
it.
5 cheese types in 10 seconds. I thought it was 30. Gouda, cheddar, emmenthal, feta.
10.
Padana.
But what do you say? You're leading me astray.
Stinky blue cheese.
Yes,
Stinky
gorgonzola.
blue cheese. I love it. Oh, man. Well, now that your belly is rumbling, it's time to roll up your sleeves and earn that meal. We're going to dive into another episode of Handy Heroes. We love these guys. The experts at Paint Center down in George, who are the must-know DIY team. They've got some amazing tips, some painting hacks to help make our next project effortless and hopefully almost as fun as this. Whose turn was it? Mine.
Yeah.
Powered by Plascon, today's handy heroes come from Paint Center George in the Western Cape.
Paint Center George opened its doors in January 2007 as a specialist decorative paint store. Our key focus is on quality products backed up by quality service. What makes me proud about our store is the fact that we have expert staff at Paint Center George that have consistently met the high expectations of our growing customer base. Throughout the years, we have made significant investments in the training processes with state-of-the-art paint matching equipment.
What makes Paint Center George the best hardware store in George? Our well-trained, motivated staff with exceptional product knowledge and a comprehensive range of Plascon products. There's competitive pricing, quick, accurate color matching, and a focus on color inspiration enables customers to make informed decisions about their painting requirements.
What I love about our customers is that they are very demanding and set very high standards for us. This keeps us on our toes and makes sure that we give excellent service.
My favorite Plascon product is Wall and All. This product is a low sheen finish with exceptional exterior UV durability. It is the ultimate in exterior wall coatings.
My word of advice would be husbands who choose colours must have a sign note from their wives.
Paint Center George, inspired through service excellence.
Today's handy heroes is powered by Plascon Wall and All. Unmatched dirt, stain, water and fade resistance to keep your walls beautiful for years. Plascon, together we've got this.
We've got this indeed. We are together and we are a team. So thank you so much to all of our handy heroes out there. I'm going to try and be a handy hero in the kitchen right now. One of my absolute favorite human beings, Sassy Bakes, is in the kitchen. We love this girl so much. Why? Because she brings the curry. So earlier we made a beautiful lamb curry. Now we need the accompaniments. Is that what we call them?
100%, 100%.
Easy peasy, man. It's going to be so easy to put together. Well, I hope so, because I'm going to be doing it. And you can join us for that after the break. We'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're in that final half hour of the show right now, and the entertainment is still buzzing and feeling good. We have JP Sebastian in studio, and we've got to get into a movie that really is the buzz of the town right now. Maybe just my town.
Is the town you?
The town is me, occupation, one person. Let me tell you, baby girl, Nicole Kidman, it just looks so good, JP, and I hope I won't be disappointed.
It's Christmas every day for you, isn't it?
And it says, this Christmas, get exactly what you want. Am I going to get what I want?
So I wanted to raise attention to this movie, bring attention to it, because it came out during Christmas time. Yeah. It's still out on the circuit, but obviously got swept under the radar because you got Sonic the Hedgehog and whatever else going on. I don't know, maybe people find that sexy. Do not tell me about your Sonic the Hedgehog thoughts. So Nicole Kidman, you got Harris Dickinson. I don't need to tell you who Nicole Kidman is, but Harris Dickinson, speaking of Cannes Festival earlier, you might remember Triangle of Sadness.
I don't remember that.
It was a Cannes favorite. It won the Palme d'Or, but you now know about. And yeah, sexy boy in that too. But
yes, because when I watched the trailer, I didn't recognize him.
You just decided, this person I don't know is sexy.
I got a man, okay? I can't say that out loud, but oh my goodness, I was so taken aback by his presence. That's a great way to put it.
Well, I mean, I'm probably gay for him now, who knows? So we'll find that out by looking at a clip from Baby Girl. This is a little featurette with the people involved. It's great also to see Nicole Kidman talk. Sometimes you can't get these big people to sit down for an interview and a chit-chat, but hey.
You forget she's Australian too.
Yeah, well, talking about Down Under, here goes.
It was a really extraordinary journey to go on. I could feel there was something really, really magical on the precipice. Romy's this dimensional woman. She's the CEO, she's a mother, she's a wife. She's got it all.
But underneath it, there's this animal that is asleep and that is very slowly waking up.
From the minute I read it, I was obsessed with it. You don't see a woman going on this journey in the hands of a woman. Helena has this really wicked sense of mischief and humor. You expect the scene's going to go one way, and it's the total opposite.
It's about giving and taking power.
What did you do? Go to a library, look that up?
This is what I'm talking
No,
about.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No.
The connection that we felt was incredibly important, not only for what she's doing in the film, but for the whole film. It's like a spiritual experience to see her act.
I just wanted to give over and be completely open. I was so grateful for Harris. As soon as he walked in, I was like, oh, good. Here's somebody who's going to play with me.
For me, this movie is a tribute to liberating yourself. Men, women, for everybody. It's a very hot movie.
I forgot Antonio Banderas is in there too.
Oh, swag.
My bad.
I grew this beard just for him. No, shame. I mean, geez, Antonio Banderas is a gift. Guys, we're going to forget that he's like one of the most... Oh, you got Puss in Boots.
Zorro.
Zorro. And obviously, I mean, geez, there's a bunch of other art movies that you guys should also see. Pain and Glory. Sure, why not? We'll take Desperado. But Baby Girl, big names obviously in front of it. Nicole Kidman, Harris Dickinson, told you already where you might have seen him from before. He was also in one of the Kingsman movies.
Okay.
But whatever.
Didn't see that.
The face doesn't matter. I mean, the name doesn't
the
matter.
face
The
matters.
name does not matter. So what you're seeing here is the scene where she finds him for the first time. She's a high-powered CEO of one of these logistical firms. Yeah, well, I don't need to say that name. And she comes across this young man by way of the fact that an Alsatian that is not hers, that is just this random dog, nearly attacks her in New York City, and he just confidently with a... Okay, I'm not going to whistle into my mic, my poor sound engineer. With a whistle and a click and a cookie in his hand, which is an interesting little infantilizing little symbol, calms this dog down. And it's the sense of him having presence over this beast that's like inside, that's repressed. And surprise, surprise, he ends up being the intern at her company.
Love this.
He loves it too, and she's going to find out that she does. So it starts becoming a bit of a game of cat and mouse, but I think what's cool about it is that it's not this, like, look, maybe some people are into this, but it's not that corny overconfidence. He's not overly constructed. He's still a boy, just testing the lines and the boundaries and the borders and stuff like that. Whereas I know some people like those, you know, those romance novels where it's like an airbrushed dude and he's got like 16 abs and it's like, no, they're still both interestingly organic and human through this thing. And he slowly starts to then we'll talk about, like, say, rather assist in waking up in her, rather than inducing in her, the way, like, Man with a Whip might in some
Right, so it's not 50 Shades, we're not doing that. Also, she's a willing participant in this, right?
Yeah, so that's what I mean by an assist more than, like, this boring sort of, like, steering wheel type situation. Sends her a glass of milk. Sends
This
his boss.
scene looked insane, because basically, he was saying, you'll do what I want, right?
Well, and
she drank the milk!
But she's finding out that she's got this weird stuff that she needs to sort through her whole life. Look, and here's something that's really important as well. I'm going to say that word. I don't care. Is that because another movie that which you should all watch as well, by the way, Good Luck Leo Grand deals with this too, is what's referred to as the orgasm gap. It's that the women, our whole society is like, we need to talk about sexual health and all that kind of stuff. So this movie is not just like naughtiness. It really is quite thought-provoking. I would love to have sat on the couch or laid on a bed with these actors and this director and talk about, like, you know, what are the limits of its feminism? What are the limits of its progressiveness? You know, what were the boundaries? What were you trying to unpack? Where is someone in the wrong? When does, you know, no mean no, and especially as a situation of domineering and stuff like that. So as a date movie, guys, I mean, it might just stir up that sort of conversation. And some say even long relationships need to go, guys, I need to talk about these weird needs I have.
Right. Because also I think in long-term relationships, which I assume she is with Antonio Banderas, you might get complacent.
Happy family and all that sort of stuff.
Or just complacency, right? And then that kind of awakens this, oh, I'm still somebody that has desires.
But in terms of that gap I was referring to, there's something so sort of creepy in that he's happy and smiley. Antonio Banderas is like, everything's okay, but it's like, are you really in the sort of a consensual relationship then if the other person isn't pleased?
He's also got an intern, probably.
But you got all... if you want to add scandal, go for it. But look, some negatives as well. Sometimes it can be a bit langdrarig in that you've got a director who's an actress as well, and that sometimes that's great. It's great when a director's like, I want you to see what actors do when they're with each other, when they play. It's such a gift, actually. But even Nicole Kidman would probably admit, I like having a boss. Like a director should sometimes guide a scene a bit. So if the improv sort of domineering scenes can be a bit drawn out, it can be a bit of a drag sometimes.
All right. Having said all that, popcorns?
So I should give this a 1 decimal lower, but I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
A sin.
Sinful 7.
A sinful 7 out of 10.
And speaking of sinful, I just want to say, in terms of its sexiness, what's interesting is it's not heavily graphic compared to like you know, 50 Shades even. It's definitely, it feels more dangerous than Challenges, which for me was a bit druk. But thing being is that if you can craft suggestion very well, that stuff can be sexy, but it's very thought-provoking.
I also prefer suggestion over explicitity. That's not a word, but let me tell you, Baby Girl is coming out. It is out, been out since Christmas, and you'll catch me at the movie theater really soon, because I definitely got to watch one of that.
I feel like it's got me out as well.
Well, after all of that sass, I think we need to continue with even more. We're back in the kitchen with Sassy Bakes. And up next to follow the brilliant curry that we made, she is sharing some tips on how we can whip up some quick and delicious sides that are the perfect companions to, well, all of our favorite curries. A fresh and zesty sambal and a creamy, flavorful dye. And I cannot wait to see how these come together. Okay, our team is prepped well. The chopping skills here are next level.
I'm telling you.
Absolutely awesome way to finish off a meal, because you do need these. What role do these play when it comes to curries?
Let's just say it adds that extra bit of sass to the meal.
We don't need
we all need a bit of sass.
I was going to say a little bit of sass, or maybe a lot of sass. I don't mind. Where should we start? What's the more involved?
Okay, so now we're going to start with the onion and tomato sambal. Right? Better known in Cape Town, the Averslaai.
The Averslaai,
there we go.
The OG.
Yeah,
okay.
So very, very simple. In with the onions, chopped onions, okay?
I see you're using red onions here, which I admittedly do prefer the flavor profile of.
So much better in a salad. Perfect for salads.
Perfect,
right?
I get that.
Nicely chopped onions.
It wouldn't hurt to use any onion.
No, it won't, but this one for me just adds so much more flavor. In with all your chopped coriander, okay, and then a little bit of squeeze of lemon for me, a dash, some vinegar. You can mix the vinegar. Either, you know, I like to do a little bit of white, a little bit of brown. Just add it in. Some salt, throw me some pepper there, darling. Throw me some pepper. We're gonna mix this through nicely. There we go. Okay. And a little bit of sugar, just to add that little bit of sweet, soury taste to it.
And I see balance seems to be key here, because you do have some very strong flavors. I know the coriander, for me, is a very overpowering flavor, but I'm beginning to understand where its place lies, and I think it's how you utilize it. With the fresh coriander, it really does have a kick like that, but I love the fact that you've balanced this out. You've got the sweet, the onions are kind of feed into that bit of sour. Absolute zing, and that's what you need this for, right?
Oh, and okay, I'm just going to take the bowl and I'm just going to run.
You can.
Can I do that?
No, that's being put in a bucky and someone's going to take that home. No, we've got a whole curry to finish. I think that's going to be gone in about 3 seconds. I love that. Simple, easy. The key to getting the balance, and that could be someone's auntie phoning us right now to say we left out an ingredient, or maybe we need to add, and everyone has their own. But what's key here, I'm guessing you don't want it too runny. You don't want it to be too kind of moisture-rich.
I prefer it a little bit more runnier than this.
Okay.
But it all depends on you. Some people don't like it to be too saucy or too runny.
Okay.
Right? So I think you add the amount of vinegar, you know, to what you feel fit. I like to do a little bit of that. You can also add a little bit of chutney to it. Eh? And, you know, jazz it up a little bit of chutney, more lemon, you know, some brown vinegar, some little bit of apple cider vinegar.
Beautiful. I mean, put that in a jar and keep it, because that's amazing. Absolutely. And any particular curry that this is going to work especially well with?
Butter chicken, lamb curry, a nice biryani, any rice dishes. If you want to do maybe just a wrap with some cheese and some of the sambal on there.
I've never thought about it. Make it the
I'm a
star of the
genius.
show. You really are. You're a sassy genius. I love that. The creative juices are flowing. The mouth juices are flowing. That smells delicious. All right, sometimes we need to temper the storm a little bit, and I think this is where this steps in, because some of the curries do need that. There is a lot of flavor there, very strong, a lot of spice and heat.
Yes.
How do we temper the storm?
Okay. So what we've got here, we call it a day or a raita.
Raita. Okay, or a day.
So I like to go in with double cream yogurt.
Okay.
Please do not...
Play around, cool.
No. We can diet tomorrow.
Oh, no, 100%. Hey, look, these are healthy fats. I'm putting in healthy fats, good
full
calcium.
Fat is the way to go. Full fat.
And if this is our reward meal, no, 100%. And look, that's what I give my kids. I'm all for that.
Okay, so in here we're also going to go with some lemon. Beautiful squeeze of lemon, right? And
again,
then some salt as well.
All for the balance.
Yeah. I like salt, so I'm going to go in with more salt, but I mean...
And listen, salt's back in, baby. Salt's back in, eh? It's no longer the villain that we quite thought it was. I'm not saying go mad on salt.
Yeah, but salt is good. Salt is good.
The right kind of salt is really
Again,
good.
some coriander. Now, I like to jazz it up a bit. You can go in with your fresh lemon and with your coriander, and that can be your raita done.
Cheers.
Or you can do it with that, add some mint.
Yes, please.
Right? Some mint with your salt, a little bit of extra lemon. Sometimes what I also like to do, you can use a NutriBullet. Mix it up a bit and then add some chili, a dash of chili to it. Then it makes the consistency more runnier.
Okay, I love that. I'm all for green chilies, which are incidentally really good for your gut. Out of all of the chilies, they are the best.
And high in vitamin C.
To have, yeah, they really, really are healthy. I'm going to ask a silly question here, because I really do love my curries. And I think in my mind, I'm often thinking that this is there to kind of soften the blow just a little bit, as I say, temper the storm of the heat. Is that the function, to take a bit of the sting out of the spiciness and
Yes, it is.
the heat of the curry?
It is. So, especially in India, you'll find they're always having yogurt, fresh yogurt. They'll eat their chili, have some yogurt with their food, just to give it that balance, right? But like I said, in our culture, we love everything hot. So when we start with something hot, we're going to end with
So
something
you
hot.
literally, and this is how, when I say it's sassy, we ain't joking. When someone puts chili in the thing to take the sting out of the chili, you know where we are.
It defeats the purpose of the writer.
100%. No, it enhances it. You're absolutely amazing. And I love the fact that you take things that we make every day and just make a little tweak there that can reimagine everything.
Yeah.
I think people are going to be making some wraps today with a difference. You can eat healthy like this. You can jam in so much great nutrients. But for me, flavor is king. And if you want this recipe and all these beautiful accompaniments, you can find them expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is, of course, Expresso on S3. We've got minutes in your company on this Friday, so we're going to make the most of it because we want you to be in it to win it by playing Powerball and Powerball Plus for 115 million rand in total estimated jackpots this Friday. So don't get left behind, okay? You can play Powerball for an estimated 86 million, and then there's Powerball Plus for an estimated 29 million rand today.
That's a lot of money, so get on it, get your tickets now. So what you can do is you can buy your tickets in-store right now on the website, nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or by simply dialing *120 *7529 hash. You can enter via USSD.
And we'll, as always, keep all those deets up on the Expresso socials, so go and check them out and then just panda, push, a play Powerball and Powerball Plus for, I'll say it again, 115 million rand in total estimated jackpots today. Oh, good luck. Please, just share it around.
Crossing fingers for you. Listen, right now it's time for a wonderful performance. You saw his brother earlier, and clearly he got it from somewhere. Majaya Damon is in the building, taking on a Michael Bublé classic.
Beautiful.
I'm not surprised, not everything lasts. I've broken my heart so many times, I stopped keeping track. Talk myself in, I talk myself out. I get all worked up, then I let myself down. I tried so very hard not to lose it. I came up with a million excuses. I thought of every possibility. Ooh. And I know someday that it all turn out. You'll make me work so we can work to work it out. I promise you, Key, I'll get so much more than I get. Ooh, I just haven't met you yet. Ooh, boo, 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 doo, doo, doo. I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing, the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and back into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby, your love is gonna change me. And now I see every possibility. Ooh. And I know someday that it all turn out. You'll make me work so we can work to work it out. I promise you, Key, I'll get so much more than I get. Ooh, I just haven't met you yet. And they say all's fair in love and war, but I won't need to fight it. We'll be just right and we'll be united. Is gonna change me, and now I see every possibility. Ooh. And someday I know that it all turn out. We work to work it out. I promise you, Key, I'll get more than I get. Then I get, then I get, then I get. Ooh, and someday I know that it all turned out. You'll make me work so we can work to work it out. I promise you, Key, I'll get so much more than I get. Ooh, I just haven't met you yet. I just haven't met you yet. La 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 la, yeah. I just haven't met you. La 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 la, yeah yeah. I just haven't met you yet. La 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 la.
Another feel-good production.